Welcome back to Prime Arcana, the Scourge Garden, and a very special presentation of tonight's 25th chapter, The Monster.
Jonbon crouches low behind the twisted bone and spike wall, motioning frantically through trembling feathers as he beckons the others to join him, then presses a finger to his beak for quiet. Ettin and Skogul exchange a quick look, then silently follow suit, ducking down carefully to peer over the jagged barrier. Beyond the spikes lies a cavernous chamber that seems to have once been the prison's medical depot. Long since overtaken, its original purpose is now warped into something grotesque. 18 large stone tables stand in uneven rows, and each one is stained dark with dried, crusted blood. Some of the tables are occupied by freshly butchered carcasses. You see sheep, boar, pigs, each one brutally hacked apart, limbs askew, viscera spilling mercilessly onto the stained stone. The air here hangs thick with the metallic tang of blood and decay, so pungent it makes Ettin choke back a gag, covering her mouth with both hands. Ettin, please roll a survival 10 to avoid a migraine here for me.
Okay.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay. It smells terrible, but she, really has no problem with fighting it off. She smelled much worse before. Across the room, against a wall illuminated by some kind of warm light from around the corner to their right, are 4 huge iron cages. Inside the cage, an alpha axe beak stands staring into the second cage, which holds 3 normal-sized axe beaks, which are all about 5 feet tall. The alpha is about 10 feet tall. They all have sharp, curved beaks, and their feathers are dull and matted. You can't see what's in the 3rd or 4th cages until you get further into the room. You had heard singing roughly a minute or two before Jonbon had even brought you down this hallway. And when you gaze deeper into the room, you see a group of 6 goblins hacking and carving up pieces of 3 cows and a horse on larger tables deep in the room. One large goblin keeps them working with a crack of a whip, while the other 5 stand together in a row between the carving tables, singing and dancing together in sync. Ladies, you asked for this.
I'm so excited.
Fuck.
Stomp! Snap! He'll break your bones and eat your heart. Roar, roar! Stomp! Snap! Crack! Snap! Monster Manuel's the king of it all. He's a monster of a man. He's a handler of beasts with a crooked little smile and a mouthful of teeth. Every critter, every crawler, every cackling brute kneels down in fear when they hear his boot. He tames a savage. He muzzles the mad. Got a venomite glare, make a basilisk sad. Breaks the wyvern in a week. Hog dies a hydra. Slap you so hard you'll dream of your spine, bruh. Monster Manuel, beast of men. Monster Manuel, doomed again. Monster Manuel, kiss your end. He'll kill you dead with a grin, my friend. You think you're tough? Nope. You think you're rough? Nope. You ain't never met a man who could wring out a rock. Squeeze it like a lemon till its feathers go pop, pop. Cry for your mama, beg for your God. Monster Manuel, don't spare no squad. God bless. Master of the lash, terror of the track, a nightmare in a waistcoat with the whip at his back. He'll cage your soul, he'll leash your sins, he'll crack your bones and then he grins. Once we saw him, what did he do? Stared down a nightmare, and it died too. Didn't lift a claw, didn't lift a paw, just gave it that look that said you're done for. Break a piece, break a boy, break your heart, then break your joy. Monster Manuel, dark and dread, he owns your screams, he rents your head. He don't need no magic, he don't need no tricks. Just a sneer, a glare, a handful of sticks. Saddle up your sorrow, leash your regret, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. A Monster Manuel. you all.
How do we keep going after that?
That was fantastic.
Is he just singing that while they're like chopping up creatures and stuff? He's just like,
Gosh.
so Jonbon knew that he's a singer. Did Jonbon know that?
Yes.
Okay.
When the song finally ends with a reverberating boom of drums, which don't exist, so it's a cappella. Both Skogul and Ettin turn their heads slowly, and so one of the goblins was making all of the music sounds. Their gazes locking simultaneously onto Jonbon. As a new song begins from deeper in the room, what are Skogul and Ettin thinking?
I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm very fucking confused right now.
She's so lost.
Yeah, and so when we look at Jonbon, what the fuck does he do?
He winces and then he like gets defensive and he puffs his chest up and he does that thing where you're just like when you lift your arms up and then slap your legs like I told you all this was not a good idea. He's got a whole little menagerie in there. That's his goblins making all that racket.
And Vindus like snarls and he's like, "You didn't mention he had a gang of singing goblins."
I think that would have been the first thing.
Something I thought. Yeah, I should have told you first. I didn't think I needed to clarify that. I mean, I told you he was a psychopath. You don't get named Monster Manuel for picking flowers.
We're trying to change
The
this
one
subject.
that's like got
She's like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. No, they're really backfighters though. Oh my god. Wait, there's a new song we gotta hear now.
No. There will be a new song.
Oh, they just never stop.
There's another song that's happening right now, but I'm not playing it. Like we've sat through that first 3-minute one. There will be a second and possibly a third song, however, though.
Skogul kind of like takes in the atmosphere that they're in, and he's like, "Is this the kitchen?"
You mean like
Does
in
he
the
mean
black cells?
Yeah, like the black cells, like the food that gets down there. Is this where it comes from?
I don't think they're sharing.
I don't think so.
Then why?
Told you he was crazy.
We can see the whole room. Like there's nothing hidden to us.
You cannot see what's in
the cells.
these two cells over here because it's very shadowy over here. You obviously cannot see, really anything sort of like past this because just walls are blocking your way. You can't see this thing because there's a wall in front of it.
Okay.
Okay, so the birds definitely need to stay in their cage for as long as possible, if not forever.
Do we think that those are chattel or are those pets?
If I had to make a guess, those look like pets
Oh, okay.
that he's probably going to try and use if they're not already tamed.
Okay. Yeah, that changes things. We're assuming that the goblins are loud enough and making their own merry songs while they're chopping shit that they're not really paying attention to us, right?
The goblins seem to have no idea that you guys are there right now.
Okay.
We definitely
looking
need to knock the big guy out first. Can Ghost Fang take some of the heat from the rest?
Skogul looks at Ghost Fang and he just watches her as you request that.
Ghost Fang is very obviously stressed out. She seems to want to rush in, but seems very nervous and tentative about doing so.
I have another idea. And he looks down at Keppel. Do you have any of those devices, those bombs that you had?
No, but I have the things that I need to make a couple. Why? Should I make a couple?
With haste.
And he nods and he sits down and he pulls his leather pouch out and you see the different things that he's got in there that he was able to smuggle in, different ingredients, things that when you add them together and mix them with anything liquid, you can create like a corrosive boil. So he looks up at anybody and he says, does anybody have a beaker or two of water that I can use? I need that to finish this off.
Yeah, almost without answering, Skogul just hands him his flask.
Okay, so he's got one. He's got one corrosive cocktail.
Yeah, so while he's making it, he goes,
I think this may serve a great opportunity to have Ghostfang drop something on them. We have all the advantage right now.
Okay, so start off with a big bang.
When you're dealing with singing that atrocious, the goal should be to end it as soon as possible.
I thought it was kind of catchy.
Anyone else have a flask or a water bag?
I feel like Ettin would have something, right?
I think so. I mean, probably like a little leather pouch or something that she would have found in the Descender's well.
Let's give Keppel an opportunity to redeem himself.
She hands over her little water bag.
Oh, okay, thanks. That's 2. All right. So he continues to mix.
And she's going to tell Keppel to stay low and to keep cover. Because we're not going to do this a third time. Right, Keppel?
No, not a third time. I just got to focus. I got to focus on this. You guys want it done right?
Yep.
He's just mixing. As that's happening, Vindis digs his elbow deep into Skogul's side.
yeah, Skogul just looks down at him.
And when he does, Vindis nods into the room. And Ettin, please roll a perception to see if she sees Vindis's nod. Jonbon as well, if you would like. Okay, neither of them see this happen. So, Skogul, you see that walking into view from the right side of the room is a heavy-set, strongly muscled dwarf.
With unnatural green skin like a troll's.
Who carries a lantern and pauses in front of this third cage.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's his token too, so wow.
This is rage form. Oh my god.
So he is standing in front of the third cell, and within the third cell, you see a white winter-feathered owlbear.
Oh.
His hand gently slides along the bars, and his eyes kind of glitter with this strange, detached madness. You see a mane of greasy hair tumbling down his shoulders and this wild, crazed mustache that spills down long past his chin. His armor is a patchwork of scavenged skins and hardened leathers, and dangling from his belt are these 2 enormous severed hands, each clearly giant, both blue. Their desiccated fingers are curled into frozen fists.
Ettin's fur is bristling at this point.
Yeah, for the first time in a while, Skogul feels this unbidden rage sort of like floating to the top once he realizes that this guy's actually taken out some giants. Okay, so what's Vindis's reaction?
He's just kind of watching.
Yeah, so I think Skogul puts his hand on Vindis.
It's hard to see what Vindis is thinking emotionally because he's a bird. His eyes are squinted, so he's like watching him, but other than that, you're not sure.
Are you saying birds don't show feelings?
I'm saying it's hard to read their feelings. They're more about body.
Yeah.
They're more like body language. Yeah.
Yeah. They all have the same
face,
emotionals, the
eyes.
same
Yep.
expression. Mhm.
Yep. Yeah. And the honestly, let's be real between you and me. The darker the feathers, the worse they get.
Yeah, so I think Skogul taps Vindis and he goes,
He's smaller and more abhorrent than I would have ever imagined. You done with those yet, Keppel?
He nods up at you and he goes, another minute or 2. I'll be ready.
Skogul unsheaths his bow and he just kind of holds it at the ready and he looks at Ettin and he goes, I think we send her into the sky first.
Let's have her make it quick. I'm ready to kill.
So long as we can kill him before he sings another song.
Fine. But remember when this goes bad, and it will. I warned you.
Yeah, so I think, I'm definitely just waiting for Keppel.
Okay, well, Keppel, after a couple more minutes, finishes up. He finishes putting his little things together, he rolls his leather satchel back up and he slides it down his back, like sort of along his spine, like fitting it into that little pocket there. And again, like half of his sleeves on his right side are gone. His arm is burned up by acid. He's got this poultice. He stands up and he goes, "All right, we got 2. Here we go." He's got holding up 1 in each hand.
Yeah, so I think I'll take both of the bombs and walk over to Ghostfang and ask her. I'm like,
Ghostfang, you should take these and with as much stealth and as much quickness, donate them to Monster Manuel.
She looks at them and kind of like shudders and lowers her head, and you can feel that she's really conflicted right now. Go ahead and roll an animal handling with a disadvantage for me.
oh, I gotta
Like you can feel fear. She's afraid to come around the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, if I fail this, then I definitely have another idea. Okay.
Oh yeah, bud. She backs away a couple feet from you, man.
All right, so he's gonna hold one of the bombs and he's going to hand her another one.
She reaches up and she grabs it and she pulls it in close and holds it close to her chest.
Wait for my mark.
And he looks back towards Ettin. He looks at Vindis. He looks at Jonbon. He looks at Keppel, and he just pulls his bow over his head and knocks one arrow and holds it.
Let's go get this motherfucker.
I hate the music so much. I'm willing to kill.
Well, doesn't she need to keep him alive? He's just gonna shoot him.
He won't do anything until Ettin says to do something.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, if they want to parlay,
Jonbon's gonna pull his sword out, but he's just waiting. Or his dagger, sorry.
Vindis does the same. He pulls his scimitar out, but he's waiting to see what Ettin and Skogul do here.
She's ready to go, but if everybody is hesitating, like she's already said, let's go get this motherfucker.
is her intent really to keep him alive?
To
Because
keep him alive, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Ettin as a being
Yeah, she's not gonna
does
parlay.
not want to negotiate with this guy. 1, he's a dwarf, and 2, he's got
Yeah.
blue hands dangling off of him.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Like-
kill him. I just realized conceptually, I was the one making the claim. I was like, oh, is someone going to be able to hold you back if it comes time to kill? Then he shows up with 2 blue hands, and I'm like, oh, never mind. You know?
Yeah.
So, he knocks the arrow, he pulls it back, and he just goes on your mark.
Go.
All right.
Shoot him if we have a.
So you guys run out? You guys run out?
round.
Oh,
We
well,
are
I mean,
going to head out, but I would just ask if we can pop off a surprise round for
Yeah.
Skogul to shoot an arrow at him.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
we are shooting an arrow first.
Yes.
At him or near him? I just
Oh,
want to be
definitely
clear.
trying to kill this guy. Mortally wound.
Okay. Well, yes, of course. You can't. You are long range. So
Ranges,
go
okay.
ahead and make just a regular attack.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to pop Hunter's Mark for this.
You have to get a 15 or higher to hit him, and then
Okay.
if you do hit him, you roll your damage and then roll an extra d8.
All right, here we go. Automatic. 16.
That is a hit.
5 plus 1, so
Okay,
6.
so 6 damage. All right. Go ahead and describe how this arrow grazes him.
He sees the blue hands and just watches as the arrow flies past them and nicks his neck.
Okay, so as he's turning around, where are you guys positioned here?
Ettin probably would have gotten herself as close to being around these barriers without giving up her position.
Okay. Keppel is going to be behind Skogul because that's what Skogul told him to do.
Yep.
Vindis is going to be right here between Skogul and Ettin.
So he's
where-
over.
I'll-
He's like
I'll
kind of
move.
hanging out right here. Oh no!
So you're all literally just like buckled in there. I'm going to say that Ghostfang has like kind of come around here. So Manuel spins to face in the direction of where the arrow came from. He pulls a short sword from his belt. You can see that the blade is forged from patchwork of metals that have seemingly been hammered together in just chaotic patchwork layers. The edge is wickedly uneven and serrated in places where it shouldn't be. Like it was smelt purposefully to like tear as much as it cuts. And he goes, "You would dare try and sneak up on me?" At first, his pale yellow eyes just like flicker with this vivid, crazed fury as he like looks over all of you in this sort of like quick, brutal judgment. Eventually, his eyes land on Ghostfang, who stands tense. She's cowering a bit, but she's snarling. Manuel's expression shifts from anger to sort of disbelief. "Ha ha! Echo! You've returned! Very good, Bat. Very good girl." And he extends his blood-streaked hand out towards her, beckoning her to come closer. Ghost Fang answers with this just like sort of spittle-flaring hiss roar, rattling this screech back at him that echoes off the stone walls and shakes dust from the ceiling. Her pale wings spread out wide and she lowers her body into crouched bare fangs that glint like knives. Manuel's smile cracks at the edges and he goes, "Traitorous beast! How dare you talk to me like that?" One by one, the goblins start slinking into view over from their table. There are 6 of them. Each clutches a crude weapon. Snaggletooth grins stretch across their faces. Manuel tightens his grip on the jagged sword. "You're nothing without me, Echo. Don't forget about the sky. You'll never see it without me." Behind him, the axe beaks start screeching in their cages, and the owlbear starts thrashing against its iron bars.
He looks at Ghost Fang and he goes,
Okay, I understand. But he is no longer your master, and he does not know your name.
With this sharp, almost lazy flick of his wrist, Manuel reaches up to grab this whistle that dangles around his throat. It's small and unassuming, and he presses a button hidden on its side. A horrible metallic groan rings through the room. Clack, 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 as the cages unlock and the doors swing open. The axe beaks screech like hunting birds, throwing themselves against the bars for only a second before slamming forward to stalk out into the open chamber on clawed feet, giving these frilled their hook beaks snap at the air. The owlbear lurches out next, its own beak clicking and flaring. The beast is huge, and mangy feathers fall away from its emaciated, ragged hide as it pads out of the cage growling. Manuel continues talking to Ghost Fang. "Look at you, you bad, terrible, ugly mother." He steps aside, and in the final cage, half lit by the guttering torchlight, you see them. 3 infant, giant albino bats. 2 of them lie motionless. Their fragile bodies are twisted in the wrongest way, and their throats and chests have been slashed open with a knife. A 3rd baby, no larger than a house cat, huddles in the cell's far corner, shuddering against the iron bars, squeaking in panicked terror. "You should have come back sooner, Echo. You were gone too long." "I see you brought me the rooster. Oh, yes, don't think I don't see you back there." Ghost Fang sort of freezes, and her whole body quivers as another shriek gets trapped in her chest. Then she loses herself into this deafening roar as she shoves past Skogul and the rest of the group like you're nothing to lunge straight towards Monster Manuel. Her charge is this thunderclap as she moves forward, but Monster Manuel doesn't flinch. Instead, he brings the whistle back up to his lips and blows again. Skogul and Keppel can't hear it, but Ettin, Vendus, and Jonbon can. Ghost Fang hears it. This high-pitched, screaming wail, controlling her, forcing her down, forcing her to remember. And Skogul, you see it happen. The way her body seizes like a puppet, suddenly pulled short by strings. Her massive wings falter and she stumbles, skidding across blood-slick stone. She screeches again, but this time it's a broken pain sound as she claws at her ears. "You're mine, Echo! You've already lost 2 of your pups because of disobedience. You betray me again and you'll lose the last. I'll rip its wings off and wear them for a coat." Ghost Fang lets out this keening, shattering whimper as she pivots to face Skogul, and you see tears spilling from her black eyes. She bares her teeth. She flexes her talons, and then a deep rumbling growl builds in her throat as she lowers herself into a hunter's crouch, torn between instinct and grief. A mother broken open by cruelty, betrayed by a past she cannot escape. Manuel watches, calm and patient, as the goblins gather around him, licking their blades. Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
So we got a bad guy, y'all? We got a bad guy here?
Mm-hmm.
More like a boss.
Alright. We got Jonbon with a 5. And we got Ettin with an 11. We got Skogel with a fucking fat fucking 24. Alright, so the order of initiative is thus. Steve, the Goblins, Danielle, Ghost Fang, Keppel, Monster Manuel, Yuli, Haley, Vendis. So Skogel, Goblins, Ettin, Ghost Fang, Keppel, Manuel, Spine Cleaver Goblin, Jonbon, Vendis.
Okay, then.
I turn the table to you, Steve.
Yeah, he's pretty disappointed, Skogel, but he understands the leverage this fucking monster has over her. He doesn't think he's going to be able to communicate with her. Okay, this whistle that he used, where is that?
It's dangling around his neck on a necklace.
All right, he's going to aim for that whistle, knock another arrow, and yeah, he's gonna try and make that a problem for him.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say because it's such a small item, you can either roll with disadvantage or you can roll with a high difficulty check. Which one do you want?
So the other question I have here is if I'm aiming for that whistle and it misses the whistle, but it's facing him, can I also get an attack?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's go rolling with disadvantage to hit the whistle. Here we go. 13.
Okay, well that is a miss for both what you needed. You needed a 15, but he also has a 15 armor class. So go ahead and describe how the arrow almost hits, but kind of like zips past his face there.
He just misses, and as soon as he does that, Skogel bolts for this area over here.
It's the goblins' turn. So the goblins are simply going to move in to sort of close ranks around Monster Manuel, so I think they're gonna need you guys to be closer up to do anything real. Which means it is now, it's our girl's turn! It's Ettin.
She's gonna use her feline agility to double her speed. First, bonus action rage.
Okay.
And then feline agility to double her speed, and she's gonna take a hit against this guy over here.
Hell yes.
Damn, like a fucking blur.
Hell yes. Okay, so
Yeah, she wanted to go straight for Monster Manuel, but I don't think she's got quite enough movement to get there, especially with Ghost Fang in the way.
So she needs a 15 or higher. Also, that goblin girl's been pissing her off for days, so like...
She's taken out all
Yeah.
of her aggressions.
Holy shit.
22.
That is a hit. Please roll your damage.
Here's the damage.
Oh my god.
So please describe how Ettin kills this goblin.
Pop that bitch.
As loud as Ettin typically is when she cleaves an enemy in two, this one was pretty quick and pretty quiet. She just fucking jump, smash.
The sound it makes is...
And she splits him cleanly in two vertically.
And the two parts of him just like split and he like just crumples down to the ground. It is Ghost Fang's turn. So she is going to fly up. She's not super high in the sky. She's about maybe 10 feet. And she looks over at Vendis, Keppel, and Jonbon. And she's going to throw the corrosive leather satchel that Skogel handed her at Vendis. There is going to be disadvantage because he is still behind that thing there, the barricade.
Her though, because she has to go through that thing.
She's 15 feet in the air, bud. She just like throw
You
it.
said 10.
Or,
All right.
or 10 feet. Even 10 feet in the air, you could, chuck it. I'm going to have her roll a dexterity here. All right, so 12. All right, so now let me roll the damage here. Both of them take 11 damage. Okay. So you watch as Ghost Fang flies up and throws the leather satchel over at them. It strikes across the top of the jagged barricade, ripping open and just like spraying the corrosive water across both Vendis and Keppel. Jonbon, however, manages to leap out of the way.
As Jonbon's leaping out of the way, he yells, "We don't need to be heroes. We don't even have a plan." And he tries to roll out of the way.
It is Keppel's turn, so Keppel agrees with Jonbon, and he backs out. He gets back behind this thing. He's just hiding again, at least for this turn. And then now it's Manuel's turn. He's going to Hunter's Mark Ettin, and then he is going to press a button on his whistle to engage the axe beaks out of their cage. So this one comes out, these three all come out, and he screams, "Feast on their bones, kill them all!" And so now I'm going to go ahead and roll an initiative for these axe beaks. Let's all hope they get a 1. They got an 11, so they are after Ettin next round, which then brings us to the Spine Cleaver Goblin. Uli, what would you like to do with your turn, sir?
Ettin is closest to me.
Ettin is here, which means
I
that
want to throw my hand axe.
you can throw your hand axe at Ettin if you want. Okay, that is an 18, so that misses.
Oh, I guess I see the axe hit the... Is that a table or a wall behind her?
It's a bunch of tables, stone tables.
Okay, so it kind of hits the table behind her, and he kind of goes "Rah!" I'm moving there.
Okay. It is now Jonbon's turn.
Oh boy. So, he is going to creep up closer to this little barrier-ish thing. So he's going to use as his bonus action, he can inspire another creature within 60 feet of yourself who can see or hear you.
Oh, shit.
That creature gains one of your... What?
I said, oh, shit.
Okay, so that creature gains one of your bardic inspiration dice. For this one, the one that I've got it saying that when the creature fails a d20 test, the creature can roll the bardic inspiration and add the number rolled to the d20, potentially turning the failure into a success. So
Yes.
he's wants to give Ettin a bardic inspiration. So he's gonna yell over to her "You're the only chance we have!" And then he's going to do an earworm melody. Unless the creature can make a successful wisdom saving throw, the verse becomes ingrained in its head. If the target is concentrating on a spell, it must make a constitution check with disadvantage. And then for the spell's duration, the target takes 2d4 psychic damage at the start of each of its turns as the melody plays over and over in its mind. The target repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turn.
And who do you put this
the
on?
Effect on a success. He wants to put it on this big bird right here.
The
He's
axe
looking
beak?
straight at
Okay.
it.
So
The
it
axe
has
beak,
to beat
yes.
a wisdom. It has to beat a wisdom 11. with
Fucking
this-
hook from the song the goblins were singing.
Yeah, that's literally it. It fails. That got a 6.
Okay, so he takes 2d4 psychic damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay, at the start of each of his turns. Make sure to remind me of that, okay? So
will, yeah.
as Jonbon starts, how does he do this?
It was the line. It was the one about the sticks. That was so funny.
The sticks. I
He
love
said
that.
all he needs is a bundle of sticks or something.
Yeah, I love that line. Let me find it. He says,
It was close to the end. Yeah.
he don't need no magic. He don't need no tricks. Just a sneer, a glare, a handful of sticks.
Okay, so he says he don't need magic. He don't need no tricks. All he needs is a sneer and a glare and a bundle of sticks. And he knows it's gonna fuck it up because it's been listening to that shit all goddamn day.
Yeah,
So-
the axe beak is just like the moment he starts singing that song again, because they've sung it 40 times today.
And that is his turn.
Okay, on its next turn, it will do that. Skogul, top of round 2. We made it to round 2.
Triple run, 10, 30, 40, 50. I can go up to 90 to get here on a bonus action.
Okay.
Upon getting to this here on the bonus action, he's going to move 5,
Okay.
10, 15, knock a bow, and he's going to aim for that bitch's chest.
Amazing, dude. Go for it.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, you're correct. Buddy.
He got it.
Buddy.
He got it.
Roll the damage. All right.
11
The
plus
whistle pins straight, like he was like lifting it up to blow it again, and like your arrowhead pierces into the side of the whistle, just in this very thin slap between the metal, and yanks it out of his mouth, and it like pins it into his shoulder.
Okay. So he gets 11 plus my hunter's mark, which I think is a d6, and he gets 15 damage.
Okay,
That's the end of my turn.
That was good, bud. That was a good one. All right, it's the goblin's turn. So, this goblin, having seen Ettin kill its friend, moves into this space to attack. This goblin comes around here to block her in. These two goblins are going to start making their way over to attack Jonbon and Vendis. So this one here, yeah, you know what? He's just going to go in with the dagger. He don't know no better. That's a 20.
21.
21, that's right. You have a 21, so he does not hit. All right, so then this one behind you is also going to attack. Let me see what we got going on with this little fuckface. Nothing special, no backstabbies. All right, let's do a melee dagger attack with 10. These guys are both dead. These guys are going to die so fast. All right, let's see if there's anything these two dudes down here have. This fucker's throwing a dagger at Jonbon.
I haven't done nothing wrong ever my whole life.
What's your armor class?
His armor class is 13.
Well, this goblin rolled a 7, so that dagger flies wide.
Well,
We move on to Ettin.
All right, she's going to target this guy who stepped in front of her. 16.
That is very much a hit. Please describe how Ettin kills this goblin.
It's like Groundhog Day. She just did this, so she's gonna do it again. She like brings her axe back up, and it's like she finished the one rotation, bringing it down, and oh no, another goblin has spawned, and she just brings her axe back up and brings it down again, cutting him vertically, and then she's going to use her Great Weapons Master feat. Hugh, immediately after you score a critical with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with one, you can make one attack with the same weapon as a bonus action.
Yeah, go for it.
So she's going to target that other guy who popped up, and she just like brings it around.
And please describe how you kill this goblin.
This one, as she swings around, she's got her axe like a baseball bat now, and just head clean right off.
And his body just drops to the ground.
And she's got movement, doesn't she?
These guys were just singing. She does have movement, yes, because it's not like anybody can attack her.
So she is going to move up to Monster Manuel.
Oh boy.
And that's her turn.
Oh boy, should have moved. All right, it is the Axe Beak's turn. So how much? What do they have to roll, Haley? Or what does this one have to roll for damage?
so at the start it's a 2d4, and then at the end of their turn it's a Constitution. Let me scroll up.
Save. It's wisdom.
Constitution at the it was wisdom to start, but yes, so 2d4 psychic damage at the start of each turn, and then it can try to end it at the end of its turn with a Constitution check with disadvantage.
So it takes 6 damage right off the bat. Well, it's obviously infuriated and directly targeting Jonbon because for some reason this smaller bird than it, this little thing with a tiny beak and no talons would dare to just put this earworm in its head, this terrible aching shredding sound that these terrible little green things have been screaming all day. It's gonna kill you.
Excellent.
It's gonna go ahead and do a sharpened beak attack. A creature within 5 feet of the target. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a disadvantage because you are behind technically the barricade. However, this barricade is going to get destroyed. So
I have a reaction that I can use. When an enemy that you can see moves within 5 feet of you, you utter a perplexing word that alters the foe's course. The enemy must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 2d4 psychic damage and use the remainder.
Yes, dude.
Use the remainder of its speed to move in a direction of your choosing without provoking any opportunity.
Yes, dude. Okay.
This is the power of a bard.
20. It does not turn.
Holy shit.
What does Jonbon say to it to try to get it to turn?
No, it's gonna be a word that means nothing. He says, "Fragilicious."
And the axe beak rears back and swings its huge head down with its beak that is as big as an axe, hitting with a 26.
Oh my god.
Doing 22 damage to Jonbon.
Yeah, no, he's leaving. There's no fucking way. He's down to 13.
That's 22 slashing damage on Jonbon.
Jesus Christ.
So this big giant bird comes in and just slashes its beak down across you as you yell, "Fragilicious!"
Okay, well.
He is done, so I'm going to roll his constitution save.
It's not a save, is it?
It is. It's a save, yeah.
Okay.
It got a 21, so it succeeded.
Oh my god, he pissed him off.
Yeah.
Christ.
So the little axe beaks are all seeing that Ettin has killed 2 of the goblins and that she has charged their precious master, are going to surround her and all start attacking her at the same time. 3 attacks. Bing. That's a 10, an 18, and a 14. All failures.
Nice.
It is now Ghost Fang's turn. Ghost Fang has seen that essentially Jonbon and Vendus have a lot on their plate right now. So it's really not entirely interested in attacking either of them. Instead, it's going to fly over here and cut Skogul off, scream in his face as she lands, and lift up her bat arms and just slam them down on the ground in front of you, like sort of like in a gorilla fashion, to sort of like scare you. And then instead of biting you, she wing buffets out at you to sort of slash you back with her claws to try to knock you away out of the fight, to try to push you out of here. That's an 11. She misses. On purpose, you're not sure.
Ooh.
It is now Keppel's turn. Keppel is cowering behind that sort of pillar in the wall there. He has seen that this axe beak has come up. However, he has also seen that Ghostfang has moved. And Ghostfang, out of all of these creatures, is the only one that he's particularly watched kill any of his friends. So Keppel is going to attempt to run out, put his foot on Jonbon's back, and leap through the air to try to land on the back of the giant axe beak. That's a 9. That's a failure. So Keppel comes running out, jumps on Ettin, leaps through the air, tumbles, lands, rolls. He is behind the axe beak at this point. He does not pull a dagger out. Instead, he punches it in its leg.
This fucking guy.
With a 23, that's a hit. Keppel does 5 damage to this thing's leg. Just, and the bird's... It's Manuel's turn. All right, Ettin. This might be your first real fight. Let's see what we got. You are Hunter's Marked. He is going to do something you are not going to like at all.
Uh-oh.
This is called Burst of Pollen. He reaches into his pocket of this just mottled, nasty leather thing with his free hand. You would dare run up on me? And just throws this like thick yellow dense cloud of pollen into the air, all up in your face. You want to beat a Constitution saving throw of 14.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my Bardic Inspiration.
Fuck yes. Haley, you might have just... Oh my god, Haley.
Oh boy.
You just saved her from taking... You just saved her from taking a full 68 damage.
Oh my.
Instead, she only takes 3d8 damage.
Oh, 6d8.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you said 68.
No, 6d. So you take 12 instead of 24.
That's still pretty good.
That is his action. And she is got pollen all up in her face right now.
She's doing those cute little cat sneezes.
So I'm going to go ahead and rule that at least for this round and this round only, if you fail a perception, he is able to get away from you without triggering an attack of opportunity just for this one round. I was asking for a 15. So he is going to run up this way. That is 30 feet. Let me double check if that's all he can do. His speed is 40, so let me give him an extra thing. So he's over here. With a bonus action, he's going to use this move called Smoke Bombarella. On a 4, 5, or 6, he vanishes in a puff of sparkles. On a 1, 2, 3, the smoke clears too fast. You just see him coughing like a drama queen. 4, Ettin, you have lost sight of Monster Manuel as he flees after throwing a bag of pollen into your face. It is now Mr. Spine Cleaver's turn. Yuli, I turn the board over to you.
All right. I attack.
Please describe how he misses with his dagger.
I hit myself in the balls with the handle.
It is now Jonbon's turn.
Yeah, he's gonna try to dagger it with finesse. 19.
That is a hit.
4 damage.
Okay.
And then for his bonus action, he can he has cunning action, which means he can do dash, disengage, or hide.
Okay.
So as his bonus action, he's going to disengage.
Okay, so he disengages away from the axe beak, cannot be struck with an opportunity attack. Where does he move to?
I'm gonna say he's gonna move back to the corner, if he can go that far.
Yeah, of course.
And that is his turn.
Then that means it is now Vendis. Vendis is definitely going to strike against this axe beak here. Vendis has got balls. He ain't ever run from a single fight yet. He is going to use his second wind as a bonus action to get some hit points back here. And that is going to bring him up to, 13 points. Nice. He's at full. So he's going to attack with the finesse with the scimitar. Bringing the sword down up over his head. Misses with a 6. God damn it, Vendis. We are at the top of round 3. It is Skogel's turn again.
Skogel moves to grapple Ghost Bang.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to do an opposed strength roll here because she's a beast. So go ahead and roll your strength ability score, and I will roll her strength saving throw.
13.
Oh my god, you guys tied. So as he tries to grab her, she buffets her wings out. So it's like she makes herself too big to grab. She sort of like shuffles forward again, not to swipe out at him with the claw, but with like a screech.
You're no longer under his spell.
All right, reroll.
15.
15 to a 16. Oh my gosh. As he tries to go grab her again, she buffets him back, knocks him away. He kind of stumbles backwards a couple feet.
Oh, I have a great idea. So he's going to move 5, 35, bringing himself much closer to her baby.
So as you do that, she does get an attack of opportunity. As you run past her, Dravik emits this piercing screech in a 30-foot cone. So it gets almost up to the cage. Each creature in the area must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or take 3d6 force damage and be deafened for a minute. So go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw for me here.
It's a 9, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to roll 3d6 force damage here that he takes as he runs past her to leap over this thing. And his eardrum just... He hears the like initial... as it gets louder and louder and louder, and then... and it's just like nothing. And he knows that he can't hear anything. And he feels this pain just like split through his skull. 3d6, you take 13 force damage, my friend. Just blood is just pouring out of your ears right now.
All right, that's my turn.
It is the goblin's turn, and because there are only 2 of these goblins left, this one is going to move up to attack Keppel, and this one's going to join him. The first one is going to slash out with his scimitar. Oh my fucking god, that's a natural fucking 20.
Goodbye, Kipple.
That's a natural fucking 20. Okay, so that's going to be 18 damage to Keppel. Ettin, you have gotten surrounded by 3 axe beaks and a goblin spine cleaver. You hear this epic screech as Skogel charges towards you, and you watch him grab at his head. And then you hear Keppel scream out in pain as a goblin rushes up behind him and buries his sword through the gnome's side abdomen. Let's roll our first death save. That is a 9. That is a failure. Keppel feels his life force begin to slip away, you guys. We are now on the second goblin, who, seeing that Keppel is taken care of, is going to switch his attention to Vendus. And he is going to pull out the web sack of a crypt spider and aim it at Vendus. He rolled a fucking natural 1 and it sprays all over him, sticking him to the ground instead of doing anything to Vendus. Wow, a natural 20 and a natural 1, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Ettin, it is your turn.
I am going to target this guy to the north of me. 14?
So you need to hit the axe beaks. We're looking at a 11. That is a hit.
Nice. 21?
Ettin, how do you kill this axe beak?
Oh, I cut its beak off
Oh my
with
god!
my axe.
Oh my god!
Ooh, okay. Now, do I use my bonus action to... Well, Ettin would keep hitting. Yeah, she would keep hitting.
Yeah,
She's not
you're in a
gonna hurt
rage.
herself.
Like-
yeah, she's gonna keep hitting.
She just heard Keppel scream.
The bloodlust. She's gonna hit. She's not.
Oh my
gonna
god, I forgot
try to
about
hit
the
with her
fucking
bonus
owlbear.
action. That's okay. It's okay. The owlbear doesn't need to come out. She's going to target this guy with her bonus action.
Oh! So which one did you point at?
This guy. Ugh,
Okay.
She should have healed. She should have healed. It's okay.
Go ahead and describe how she misses that one and why she misses that one.
So she probably killed this guy like just around the same time as she's hearing the screech from the bat and the dying of Keppel. She's distracted by that going on, and she almost feels a little bit guilty because she wasn't there to help him, but at the same time, like, she fucking told him.
It is now the axe beak's turns unless you have anything left.
I do not.
So I'm going to do the little ones first. They're both going to attack Ettin. It missed on its opportunity attack that you rolled. It got an 8, so it failed. So they're both going to attack one time each. That's a 9. That's a miss. That's an 11. That's a miss. So the giant axe beak has no reason to attack Keppel. It's going to look back at Vendus. We got it going on. He climbs up on the top rope here and, comes down hard with a multi-attack. The axe beak makes one sharpened beak attack and one talon attack. Talon attack smashes the barricade, but it is going to be rolled on disadvantage, and then the sharpened beak attack will not be. That is a 26. That's a hit. Vendus from that attack takes 19. And then the second attack is the sharpened beak attack. 22 plus 19 is 32, 41. Okay, so Vendus's max is 27. He just took 41 damage. His constitution is 16, so he is alive. But that is our second person down. Both Keppel and Vendus are down. I'm going to roll Vendus's first death save. That is a 9. Same as Keppel. That's a failure. You hear Vendus cry out as this giant axe beak smashes the barricade that he's been attacking from behind, and then brings its axe beak down and slashes him across his chest, just bleeding him out into the open air. And he crumples down to the ground, screaming out in pain and clutching at his chest. Ghost Fang is going to roll a intelligence save to understand what Skogul was trying to tell her. 17. She's no longer attacking Skogul Wildstone. And instead, she flies over and lands in front of him and leans down to dig her talons into the neck of this axe beak and try to blood drain it.
Welcome back, old girl.
This axe beak has to beat a 14 strength. 18. She fails to bite down on the grapple, and that is the end of her turn. It is Keppel's turn. We are rolling his second death saving throw. Is an 8. That's a failure. It is now Manuel's turn. So with advantage, he is going to shoot an arrow at Ettin. However, in doing so, his location is revealed. That's a 22. That's a hit. The damage you take is 11 piercing, halved down to 6. And roll a Constitution save for me and beat a 15.
Yep.
Perfect. You are not poisoned.
Sweet.
However, you are slowed, whatever your speed is, until Manuel's next turn. You have 10 less of it.
Okay.
It is now the Spine Cleaver Goblin's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna try to attack Ettin again.
That's a failure.
He kind of spins like a ballerina. Whoa, 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 whoa.
And as that happens, the owlbear shoves past him out into this like open space, knocks this axe beak out of the area, and is like taking up this space and is going to slash out at Ettin. That's a 26. That's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Doing 17 damage divided by 2 because it's slashing. So we're going to say that is going to be 8. What is your resistance or immunity level to cold, please?
I don't have anything.
Okay. That's another 8 cold damage, so that's 16 damage to Ettin. It is now Jonbon's turn.
I think what he's going to do is he is going to run up,
Okay.
try to stabilize Vindus, and then pending that, make a decision on what his next, like if he's going to use his bonus action to disengage or what. So he's going to try to stabilize Vindus.
That is an 18. That is a success. Go ahead and describe what Jonbon is doing here in this moment.
He is pulling all of the extra bandages that he got from probably like Skogul making all of his stuff in the black cells. I think he got some extra materials that they had and just like wrapping him up as much as he can. But the stabilizing was the action, so I will pay attention to the next time because I forgot that those didn't use up the things. After he stabilizes him, he's fucking backing up again. He's just gonna move.
Okay, go ahead and move your guy. And Skogul, top of round 4, bud.
Hey, so the Monster Manuel, he's all the way over here by like his bed. What is this thing that he's?
So this used to be like a little medical depot, and then during the riot, he ended up taking this place over, and so that was like the little office area. And you can see that there's a furnace, there is a couch, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so I think Skogul deliberately moves himself next to Ghostfang in a show of solidarity. Yeah, he knocks his bow across. No, he's gonna help Ettin. This shit's getting dark, and he's going to aim for this owl bear. Just gonna, and then see what happens. 11.
Well, you needed a 14 to hit, so that's a miss. The arrow does stick into the owlbear. You do hit it, but it takes no damage because you underestimated how thick this thing's hide is. You have seen owlbears at a distance in the wilderness, but you've always been wise enough to avoid them.
Well, I mean, I can make Command Primal Companion is in my bonus. So can I get control back of Ghostfang and have her go on my turn now?
Yes, sir, you may.
Okay. Yeah, Ghostfang is going to feel some kind of way about having attacked me. She sees that I went for the owlbear, but she's realizing that Ettin probably needs a way out. So she will attack.
You needed an 11 to hit, so please roll damage for both of those.
All right, girl, kill this thing. 14 and 9.
Yeah, Skogul, please describe how Dravik kills this axe beak.
I think she's feeling some kind of way about having been manipulated by Monster Manuel, and she grabs its torso with her claws and then just rips its head off.
Fuck yeah, dude.
She's gonna move to this spot right here, and she's essentially just making a distraction. And that's it. That's me.
Okay. The goblins, one of them, right up on Ettin, This other one is going to attack Ghost Fang.
You stupid beast, you should have come back sooner. Killing your babies was fun.
It's a 24. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
So that's 6 damage to Ghost Fang. The goblin that webbed himself, let me roll a strength to see if this fucker is even able to move. Nope, he is still back over here. Now it's Ettin's turn.
Now I am for sure going to heal. Okay.
Okay.
That's not bad. All right. I'm going to target the owlbear since he's making himself big and in my space. 11.
It's a 14. That is a miss. It's the 2 Axe Beak's turns. This one is going to, opening itself up to an attack of opportunity, move past Ettin over here to try to attack Skogul.
Alright. Oh, it's a crit.
Alright, so as this thing, like, whips around, it sees that Dravik has, like, lifted up into the air and sort of, like, is no longer protecting Skogul. So it sprints around the side of the group, trying to, like, sort of weave out of Ettin's way. It leaps up into the air. It flares its talons out and opens up its beak as if to attack with all 3 of them on you, Skogul. Danielle, how does Ettin kill this thing?
That's probably why she missed the attack on the owlbear. And
Yep.
so her axe just kind of followed through as her attention was turned to that and just right in the side of it.
Yep. She chose to protect Skogul at the last possible second.
Did you want me to roll damage on it,
No.
or are we just assuming?
No, it's dead. It's dead.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's be safe. Just do it, just for posterity's sake, because you could roll like fucking 1 or some dumbass shit. Okay, it's dead.
I didn't.
It's very much dead. So Keppel is... okay, here we go.
Come on, buddy.
That's a 5. That is a failure. This little gnome, who is covered in scars, has been racked with guilt and fear and sadness since you met him, who got his friend killed last night, who almost died at the hands of a pale elf, but was saved by Ettin, who was inspired by her, and should have listened to her words, but instead paid more attention to her actions. And as a very reckless, fearful person, he bleeds out here on the floor, and the only person that sees it happen is Monster Manuel. Spine Cleaver, it's your turn.
I'm gonna miss again. Just keep trying.
That's a miss with a 14. Please describe how the Spine Cleaver Goblin misses Ettin.
This time he falls flat on his face and his loincloth opens up and you see his butt cheeks.
Of course. The owlbear is going to do a multi-attack on her with both its beak and claws. Whoosh! Both missing. It is Jonbon's turn.
I think what he's going to do is throw his dagger at the axe beak. Ugh, it's a 12.
That's a miss. Jonbon's dagger goes soaring off into the room away from him.
I don't know if anyone can fucking hear him, but he is upset. So he's gonna say, if you guys want to be martyrs, that's fine, but I'm not going down with you. And he's going to move to get kind of position himself behind this, because that's 5, 10, 15, 20,
Okay.
25, 30 right here.
Skogul, Ettin, both of you please roll perceptions for me. Nope. Skogul didn't hear him.
I think he's still deaf, isn't he? For a full
he's definitely
minute?
still deaf. So Skogul doesn't hear that at all. Ettin absolutely does hear that. I'm going to have Vindis roll 7. No, he doesn't hear it. So Vindis is kind of just laying there on the ground. He like sees Keppel laying on the ground a couple feet away, like bloody, and he just reaches out and he's like, Keppel. Keppel.
Oh boy.
So we are going back up to the beginning of initiative with Skogul and Ghost Fang.
Yeah, all right, let's Hunter's Mark the owlbear.
I do much better with my bow.
Ding! Okay, 25.
Nice.
Well, that's very much a hit. Oh,
So,
hell
wow,
yeah,
that's-
dude.
So
You got
that
literally
is
max damage.
14 damage.
That's the most you could do, and you did 14 damage. All right, good job.
He's gonna run away. This is the only way he can get through this fight. So 35. And then now it's time for Ghost Fang's turn. Girly's gotten her taste of blood. She's still at max health because she's awesome. I love the multi-attack thing she can do, so we're going to bite and claw at the same time.
Okay.
Here comes her bite, and then here comes her claw.
So that's a 13 and a 12. Unfortunately, you needed a 15 or higher to hit.
Okay, so yeah, she's gonna hunker down in place, I think, because she doesn't want to give an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Then that means that we move on to the goblins. This goblin right here, Slipimp the Alchemist, is the one who stabbed Keppel, and then he tried to use his spinneret, but he rolled a 1, so it sprayed all over him. So he has to roll a DC 11 strength check to break free from the tangle web that's like holding him down. And he rolled a 2, which is a obvious failure. He then, while he's in the tangle web, tries to at least hide using his bonus action, and then fails again when he rolls a 6. The second goblin is Crap the Assassin. Crap uses his bonus action first in an attempt to hide, but rolls a 12, which fails the passive perception of both Skogul and Ettin. So both of you see him run 30 feet straight to settle behind one of the carving tables in line with Skogul. He then disappears out of view when he uses his regular hide action and succeeds with a 23. So Skogul, you're running away from Ettin and that thing after you launch that arrow into the owlbear, and you see Crap moving along that thing, and then he just ducks down behind that thing and disappears. It is now Ettin's turn.
Does Ulip have any damage taken yet?
Ulip has not taken any damage yet.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him.
Okay. You need a 15 or higher. Ooh, that's a miss with a 13.
I'm just going to use my bonus action to keep raging.
Okay, hell yeah. Okay, cool. It's the giant axe beak's turn. She does a multi-attack on Ghost Fang. The massive axe beak lurches forward, and Jonbon watches as its taloned feet kick up stone dust when it rears back and lashes out with the serrated beak. But Ghost Fang twists sharply midair, like wings sweeping wide, and the axe beak's beak slams into nothing but rock with a dull crack, missing with a 10. However, on the second attack of the multi-attack, its talons do hit with a 23. And in the same motion, the huge raptor lunges again, striking up with its talons, which rake across Ghost Fang's ribs with a wet crunch. Everyone hears the bat shriek out in pain. Ghost Fang takes 13 damage from that talon strike, which means it would now be Keppel's turn. One gnomish eye opens, squinting and shaky. Keppel stares upward, dazed, then blinks a few times. One trembling hand reaches beneath his shirt, and he pulls out a ruined, popped giant bat kidney, still slick and leaking blood. The distraction worked. The reason I'm doing this is because Keppel is a monk, and he has a skill that anytime he takes the specific type of damage, you can basically roll to negate it. And I did not do that. And when I rolled to negate it afterwards upon looking at his character sheet, it was a 10, and he took 9 damage, which means that he never would have gone down to begin with if I had played him correctly.
Oh, awesome.
So he drops the bladder beside him with a wet thud into a cold crimson pool and groans. His other hand brushes the shallow slash on his ribs. It's not nothing, but it's nowhere near death. He turns to see Slipimp, writhing 5 feet away, bound to the floor by spinneret webbing. Keppel's lips curl back into a scowl. And then he looks across the room to see Ettin duck under the swipe of a massive owlbear claw, as Skogul backs up across the room after firing a bow. He stares back at the webbed goblin, his little fists trembling, but instead of striking, he turns away. And using his bonus action, Keppel dashes 55 feet across the blood-slicked floor, weaving behind the carving tables to come to a skidding stop behind Ettin. He shouts up at you. "Ventus is hurt! The giant axe beak slashed him up!"
Keep fighting. We have to push through this. We can't stop.
Okay. It is now Monster Manuel's turn. At the edge of the room, Monster Manuel ducks behind a carving table holding the remains of a huge brown bear. Its ribcage is exposed and some of its entrails dangle out. The dwarf rifles through a wicker basket filled with vivid, glistening berries, muttering under his breath. Bloom blessed, bloom broken. Yes, yes. The wings keep beating, and the crops die, as they keep biting. He leaps to his feet and dashes 30 feet closer to the fray, where he yanks a thick rope that hangs from the ceiling. He's going to use a legendary lair action here. Above the cages, high in the shadows, hidden nets of stretched sinew and swamp silk burst open, releasing a glittering cloud of spores over the heads of the owlbear, Ulip, Ettin, and Keppel. Skogul, you literally just avoided this by moving. The air around you gets thick with sweet rot as spores coat your fur, and Manuel just shouts out, "Soak it in! I hope you enjoy the ride!" He's just got crazy eyes. Ettin and Keppel and the owlbear and Ulip all please make a DC Constitution saving throw of 19 or higher. You are overwhelmed for 1 minute, rolling a 1d10 at the start of each of your turns to determine your behavior. With his second action, Manuel stuffs his hands into the hollowed-out frost giant hands dangling from his belt. You watch as he lifts them up to his mouth, and after biting down on the string with his teeth, yanks them tight, and he flexes the fingers of the massive, deadly blue hands, piloting them with ease from within. It is now Ulip the Spine Cleaver's turn. Ulip also fails the bloom-stricken check, rolling a 3 for paranoia. The spores glitter in his wide, bloodshot eyes as Ulip begins to twitch. He snarls and jerks his head up towards Ettin, and his lips curl back in a feral panic. "You came here to kill the master! Ulip knows it!" He lunges at Ettin, swinging wild with his great axe for a spinal rend attack. That is a failure at an 11. The owlbear also fails the bloom-stricken check, rolling a 2 for embrace the pain. So, the iridescent spores cling to the creature's feathers and fur, soaking into its nostrils and eyes, and for a moment, the owlbear halts mid-snarl. Its eyes kind of just like twitching at like random chaotic pacing. Then it slumps back down onto its haunches, and you see its huge claws thudding against the cobblestones beneath you. As this horrible moan shudders out of its beak. Something just between like a weeping howl and a barking scream as its head twitches side to side and starts like pounding its head. It's now Jonbon's turn.
So, he's got a bonus action of steady aim, which allows him advantage on his next attack on the current turn if he hasn't moved. And then I also have sneak attack, which I can deal an extra 1d6 to a creature I hit if I have advantage. So can I give myself advantage with a steady aim?
I'm going to rule you can give yourself advantage on this, but you cannot move.
Okay.
So you take your steady
That makes
aim
sense.
and you try to do your sneak attack.
The sneak attack can deal an extra 1d6 damage, so...
You need a 15 or higher.
Oh boy. Come on, baby.
Hey! That's what's
Oh,
up.
did it work?
It did. Yeah, you got a 17.
Okay.
If you have Weapon Mastery and Dagger, that means you also have the Nick property. With Nick, you can basically attack twice with a light weapon. So you could throw 2 daggers.
He has 2. Okay. So then he just does it. Do I just do it again?
Yep, just roll it again.
And then roll damage? Okay.
Mhm.
Goodbye, second dagger.
That's a hit.
Do the damage on this one.
15 damage. All right.
Yeah, so he's gonna throw the first one right when Ghostfang kind of moves just slightly out of the way. And then when he's feeling like really emboldened that it hit, he's gonna like wait again, like a heartbeat. And then she's gonna flap, and then he's gonna chuck the dagger.
Hell
And
yeah.
I would say the first one probably hits body, second one might hit a wing, like shred through a wing.
Hell yeah. And so it's now Vendus's turn. Vendis is going to use the disengage action to roll across the ground, wincing in pain as Ghostfang and the giant axe beak clash behind him, and he's like, I'm not dying for this. He skids across the floor and moves towards this room right here, which is sort of this narrow alcove running along the center of the room, which nobody has particularly gone inside of yet. And as he runs into the room, the cold light of this flickering torch reveals the flayed body of this elven man. He's just been like crucified against this like spinning wheel, and his ribs are cracked open, and his innards are just like dangling out, and you can see that because he's an elf, there's all these like silvery threads, like veins running along his guts and stuff, and his face is just this like untouched, perfectly preserved mask of terror, and his eyes are wide open, and his mouth has been pinned into a smile, and Vendis like just stumbles and stops dead in his tracks, and he's just like, what the fuck? And his hand like braces against the wall, and he thinks he might collapse right there, but then through the sheer force of grit, he throws back his head and draws a shaking breath through his beak to force his body to obey with a second wind and gain 7 more hit points. So he is now up to 16 hit points. Back to Skogul and Ghostfang.
So based off of the spores, can Skogul tell kind of what they do based off of any reactions? Because it kind of seems like everyone behaves in different ways, right? And most people actually weren't affected by it.
Go ahead and roll a survival check for me, bud. On a 12, you have an idea that obviously whoever's in that cloud is probably having their mind affected, because you've done a good job of staying away from spores in the wilderness on your own, but you have no idea like what those spores are.
Yeah, and does the cloud show any sign of dissipating, or is it actually kind of continuous?
It's extremely thick right now.
Oh, damn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot at the giant axe beak from here.
Yeah, it's 65 feet from you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this longbow range is 150 to 600. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay. 25.
That is very much a hit, sir.
All right, we're just going to do some damage on him. 6.
Okay.
So after this, I'm going to move.
Before you continue, when you reach this spot right here, please roll a perception for me.
19.
Skogul sees that in this direction, the opposite direction from where you are planning on moving, there is a 15 to 17 foot tall, 12 foot wide, wrought iron metal gate.
Is it closed?
It is closed, yes.
Okay. Upon seeing that, I'll just take my last 2 steps to get here. Ghostfang. All right, let's do, and the giant axe beak is flying too, right?
No, it's on the ground. They're both just because like this room is probably like 20 feet tall, so like they could glide, but like neither of them are fully in flight mode right now. Let me give you the size of this thing. I don't think you can knock back anything smaller than a large. This is a
huge.
This is a huge.
Oh, it's a huge too.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll do Sonic Shriek, and I'm going to point the cone towards the bat. Do we know how far Sonic Shriek can go? Because it says here that it's a 30-foot cone, but I'm assuming that's in front of me.
Yes.
So that means 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It doesn't reach mid well. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
She's going to shriek, and she has to pass the bird has to pass a DC 13, or take 18 force damage and be deaf for 1 minute.
Okay, hell yeah. All right. Rolling now. That is a 15. That's a success. So Ghostfang leans forward and just gives this, and the axe beak takes it and then just screams right back in her face.
This mother fudger.
Does it get that guy?
It looks like it probably would. Good catch, Danielle. All right, let's roll this guy's thing. And it was a 13, right?
Yeah, DC 13.
Oh, this guy's fucking done. Let's see what we got. He rolled an 11. So
all right.
How much damage was it?
3d6.
Okay, so
Crit,
that's
fail on 1, so 11.
You watch as the goblin just starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Blood starts to spill out of his ears and blood starts to spill out of his nose and his eyes. He is in a lot of pain.
Creatures within that 10 feet of the bat have disadvantage on saving throw due to the sound waves. So that's just a wrinkle if anyone else was affected by it.
So that little guy now has disadvantage, is what you're saying?
Just any saving throws. So anyone who tries to attack him, if he has a saving throw, it's a disadvantage. But the last detail here is that he's deaf for 1 minute.
Okay.
So Ghostfang, she just like flexes herself a little bit, shudders her wings in place, and like prepares. That's it.
So it is now the goblin's turn, and nobody sees Crap the assassin. He remains hidden as he moves around the room. Then Slow Pimp the goblin, who is just not having a good day, writhes against the sticky silk webbing that's lashed him to the floor. And he like hisses through yellow teeth, and he's muttering goblin curse words under his breath, and he's just like, "Oh God, come on, come on, come on!" He gets a failure. There's nothing he can do, so he's gonna just try to hide again. He's gonna try to like lay down and hide in the pile of webs and like not be seen by anybody. Now let's see if he succeeds. He failed last time he tried to do this. He fails. It's so very obvious that he is just like there and like thrashing around and stuck in these webs, making a whole little scene of himself. It is now Ettin's turn. So before we do anything, Ettin, please roll a d10 for me. A 7.
Is it one of those things where it's a table?
It is a table, yes. It's a table. Protect the dust. You stand still, guarding a patch of the spores floating in front of your face. However, you have the dodge action.
What? She's like, protect it at all costs.
So
Hey.
please describe what is going on in Ettin's mind right now as she's like feeling this like weird like disorientation of reality as this like glittering prismatic cloud of spores drifts around her body and like reflects off of the firelight, and it's almost like the gods are talking to themselves like within this cloud before your face. It's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen.
As they start to like settle on the floor, she scritches back with her feet to like gather it into a little pile and like hunches down over it. And I guess if the only thing she can do is dodge, then she's gonna like coil herself up ready to spring out of the way.
Hell yeah. It's catnip. It's catnip.
It's catnip.
It's literally catnip. So I will consider allowing a bonus action.
The only thing I can do is just keep raging.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna take that from you.
Yeah, she's all hopped up on catnip. Would any of the actions on here like allow me to actually hit?
I'll read all of them. All right, number 1 is flee. You must dash away from the nearest creature. Number 2 is embrace the pain, which is what happened to the owlbear. You drop your weapons, if any, and spend your action laughing or sobbing uncontrollably. 3 is paranoia, which is what happened to Ulip. You use your action to attack the nearest ally or enemy with a melee attack. Number 4 is touch the colors. You must move toward the most colorful thing you can see, even a torch, and use your action to reach for it. Number 5 is collapse. You fall prone and spend your action staring blankly at the sky. Number 6 is Mad Valor. You must immediately charge the nearest enemy and make a melee attack with advantage. 7 is Protect the Dust, which you got hit with. 8 is Euphoria. You heal 1d8 hit points as your body floods with unnatural vitality. So it's not unfair. It's not unfair. It's brutal, but it's not unfair. Number 9, Twist of Sight. You are blinded until the start of your next turn, believing all light has been extinguished. And then number 10 is Bloodlust. You may immediately attack anyone you want.
Okay.
There's like half of them you can attack. So the giant axe beak lets out this and like its talons scrape across the stone floor as it lashes out again at the pale-winged bat, who has just blasted out this just epic fucking sound wave of maternal rage. And the axe beak is going to make another multi-attack action. It does its sharpened beak, coming in hard against Ghostfang. First, the huge bird snaps its serrated beast at Ghostfang's wing joint on its left shoulder, hoping to clip her flight temporarily and ground her, but misses with a 12. However, it follows up that with a brutal rake of its claws, attempting to pin Ghostfang against the alcove wall with sheer ferocity, which is a hit at 18, doing 16 piercing damage. And she's kind of got her foot, this talon right here that she's got, is like up against Ghostfang's chest and is pushing her up against this wall right here.
Yep.
It is now Keppel's turn. Keppel fails his poison check. He stumbles to a halt as the faint folic glitter spills from the ceiling around him. The little gnome takes one breath too deep and his world folds sideways. All around him, the battle becomes a dream as he watches streaks of rose gold blood like paint spray through the air in a slow motion off of the giant Axebeak's talons. And nobody in particular, he smiles and mumbles, "War dancer." And then blinking with a childlike awe, he turns in place and stretches his arms out like he's balancing on an invisible tightrope. His mouth hangs open in a crooked half-smile as behind his eyes, all his trauma and fear are drowned out in a kaleidoscope of color. It's now Monster Manuel's turn. Using his bonus action, Manuel pulls out a rusty syringe filled with a glowing green liquid from within the folds of his leathers and jabs it into his thigh. He laughs and snarls through his teeth as it kicks in and veins start pulsing along his neck. He looks over at Slipimp, who is still webbed to the floor, and he shouts, "Drop me a beat, goblin slime." And through tears, like webbed to the floor, Slipimp just like starts like pathetically beatboxing.
Oh my god.
There's another song that's about to play.
Yes.
So, for his action, Manuel pulls a second whistle from beneath his leathers. It's carved from some kind of beak and ringed with thorny hooks. He blows into it as hard as he can, releasing a sound only beastkin, like Ettin, and animals can hear. All beasts and monstrosities within 60 feet must make an intelligence saving throw of 16. On a fail, they must immediately use their reaction to lash out at the nearest creature, friend or foe, as fear and conditioning starts to override your thoughts. The giant Axebeak rolls a 16. The bird shakes its head in pain and snaps the air towards Ghostfang's face, but misses, just barely, as if more annoyed by the screaming whistle than her, just for this one moment. Ghostfang, please make an intelligence saving throw. Ettin, please make an intelligence saving throw. Okay. So, Ghostfang, please roll an attack on the giant Axebeak. And Ettin, your choice. You can either attack Ulip or the owlbear.
I think I would do Ulip because that's who I struck out against before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess once the bird tries to bite her head off and it misses, she just bites back immediately.
Ettin, that is a miss. He has a 15.
Yeah. So it's probably with my axe, and I'm just so focused on protecting these spores that I'm just like swiping out at the air.
Yeah, okay, so like he just like almost catches a stray, basically. You're just like, rah, rah, rah. And then the giant albino bat, that is a hit, sir. Please roll your damage. Okay, so 10. All right, heck yeah.
The first damage she's done to this fucking thing was when she was under the will of the whistle.
The owlbear fails with a 7, so it's going to go ahead and the closest to her. Ettin, go ahead and roll a d20, and I'll have Ulip roll a d20, and then whoever gets the lowest, the owlbear will attack. Oh, I got a 6, you got an 18. All right, so it's going to attack Ulip.
Come on, hit him.
That is a 16. That is a hit. Okay, so that does 26 damage to Ulip. So it's pretty fucking serious. This owlbear just roars up and like comes down and just claws across his face and his chest and his side, and he's just like, ah! Like stumbles backwards. Literally as Manuel raises both of his arms and starts to sing. And again, I will remind everyone, you asked for this.
Yes.
I fed the beasts, I learned their names. I broke their backs, I stoked their flames. Oh, called it care, called it control. I taught the wild to bow its soul. I walked the pens with iron calm. My mercy was a sharpened palm. A muzzle chain, a measured breath, a steady hand that dealt out death.
Beast Master, Butcher, King of Bite. I made the dark behave at night. And when they fought, I made them kneel.
Because the wild respects what's real. finished and dead. Great giant hands to crown my head. Fingers thick as winter trees to grip the world and make it freeze. No God above will rule my cage. I tore the script right off the page. I spoke in blood, I spoke in bone. A master's voice is all I've known. So sing it low and sing it true. The wild was made to break for you. And if you flinch, if you decline, then you were prey. And I was fine.
You're fucking welcome. Just a monster wearing
This is
giant hands.
He just loves being who he is. He really does. Love it.
so.
Never seen a creature take that much pleasure.
He's doing the most down here.
So that is going to be, again, because that's like a 3-minute long song, that's going to be happening for pretty much the rest of the fight unless somebody attacks him and like stops it. So that all being said, for his second action.
Really adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, and I'm just realizing that the fact that he's webbed to the floor, he's probably like popping his ass while he goes.
Yes, dude. He's twerking. He's making the most of it. Yes, dude.
To make the bass just like.
Yes, dude.
All he can do.
Yes.
He's just stuck. He has nothing else to yak to.
No, that's fucking perfect. For his second action, Manuel unsheathed his longbow from his back. It is now Ulip the Spine Cleaver's turn, who once again fails the poison save and rolls Touch the Colors. Ulip stumbles forward after the owlbear rakes his face and chest and shoulders. His pupils are blown wide as drool clings to his bottom lip, and he moves with this just sort of dazed grace of someone halfway between like a spiritual revelation and like a blackout. And his eyes lock onto the owlbear's just white feathered fur, which is just beautifully like reflective of like this like rainbow sheen as he approaches it. And he's like, "Oh, you're made of clouds." And like his blood and shit-caked green fingers gently trace across the owlbear's white feathered fur, and he just like presses his head on the side of its body and like leans in and like feels the warmth and just gives a satisfied sigh, even though this thing has just like fucking torn him face to fucking belly button. And in the background, Manuel sings, but it's the owlbear's turn now. And the spores thicken across the owlbear's fur, like clinging to its wounds and eyes. Like still crouched on its haunches, the beast lurches sideways, letting out this gurgling sob. It rolled Embrace the Pain for a second round. Its front claws twitch erratically, scraping across its own chest in shuddering, disoriented motions as it shakes its massive head once, twice trying to snap free of the hallucinations, but instead slams its skull down into the nearby metal cage with a hollow slang, leaving a smear of blood and matted feathers. And then in like a pitiful slow motion, the creature curls in on itself, twisting one forelimb over its face as it starts weeping uncontrollably. And Ulip leans back onto its body and he pats it and he goes, "It's okay. It's okay." It's clearly just like dealing with horrors of what like Manuel has forced it to do. And it takes no actions, it just simply suffers. In the background, Manuel sings. It's Jonbon's turn now.
He's just gonna follow Vindus, and then seeing the flayed elf, he says, "Good God, we have to get out of here!" And that is his turn. He's hiding.
That makes sense. Vendus looks over at him and, "You're the one that brought us here. How do we get out?"
The exit's in the back, up on the eastern side of the room.
Vendus nods. His vision as a bird is fine, and he like follows Jonbon's point and sees Skogul. Oh, thank the gods. So using his bonus action, He is simply going to move forward across the room. So 5, 25, 30. So he gets up to here. And as he's getting up to there, he uses his second and final second wind to regain 8 more hit points. And he sees Skogul and he says, "What are we doing here?"
I think the only thing we can do now is make sure everyone gets out alive.
And at that, like a clock, it turns over to Skogul and Ghostfang's turn.
All right, Skogul's going to take this opportunity, and I guess he'll just be speaking openly while he does this. He goes, I lost track of one of them. I think he might be following us. And he starts laying a trap in this area. So I'm just going to say he uses one of the bone traps, which basically is just a bear trap.
Yes.
It's like a classic bear trap. He sets that down there. And was he able to hear the exchange between Jonbon and Vindis?
Roll a perception there for me.
12?
I'm going to say no, because as all of this is happening, again, Manuel is singing, and the giant bat and the bird are like screeching at each other. So I don't think so, no.
Upon laying the trap in that area, Skogul basically just, he doesn't say anything, but he shows how much he's still very much engaged in the fight by sprinting to this next exit to Ghostfang.
Hell
So
yeah, dude. Now, here's the thing, though. Because you have to go through this, like, tight space, your speed is cut. So we're going to go here. You absolutely see Jonbon over in the shadows of this corner.
Yeah, I think the fog of war just clears, and he's glad to see Jonbon's up too. And then as he like sidles his way through this like tighter corridor, once he sees him, he nods in like such affirmative confidence. He's like, "We're gonna get this done," you know, like he's conveying with silence.
Jonbon is relieved to see Skogul is coming back in this direction because he was not confident in continuing the fight with the axe speak, especially with Ghostfang seeming to take care of it. So he's feeling more bolstered seeing that Skogul is like contributing and helping, but he is also terrified of Monster Manuel. So
that would make it Ghostfang's turn, bud.
Hell yes, let's get this woman to bite the shit out of this bird. We're gonna aim for blood drain, but it's a grapple, it's not an attack, so she has to beat a DC 14.
So that's an 18.
Yeah, so they've been doing a tit for tat Nash to Nash, and so once the bird did this and she goes back and gives it another round, you can just hear it go like a loud cook as her teeth just like gnash together without having met any meat or bone. I'm feeling bad for my girl. Come on.
So it's now the goblins' turns, and as Vindis turns to watch Skogul push past him like down this little pathway here, he hears, because he succeeded on a perception roll, a noise that catches his ear from behind him over in this direction here. So Vindis walks up to the spot where Skogul laid the trap, doesn't move further, but sees over at that metal gate is Crap, which is QRAP. The goblin fumbles with a massive iron key, muttering to himself. His like little lips are twitching as his clawed fingers force the key to turn. The lock pops, and Crap flinches as the door creaks open an inch. From within, Vindis hears growling, snarling, cackling, with an unhinged mania. The voices overlap and snap in a language that he doesn't understand, like barbed wire rattling in a fire. Crap the goblin recoils slightly but grins wide and goes, "Green." And then Crap moves as far away from the door as he can and uses his action to take the dodge action. Across the room, still underneath the webbing of the Tangle Web blast, Slapimp continues to twerk his hardest and sing his best beatbox drops that are as fire as he can make them for his master when he has 3 hit points. And he's going to go ahead and try to do another strength save to break out of this and see if he can do it or not. A 4, he fails. He's still stuck down there under the webs, though. Ettin, it is your turn again. Please roll another d10 for me, and let's see what she gets this round.
Okay.
A 3. Okay. Paranoia. You use your action to attack the nearest ally or enemy with a melee attack.
I'm probably going to keep going for Ulip, and I'm super paranoid that he's trying to touch my dust.
Your file.
Yes.
Don't touch my dust, boy.
Yes,
He has,
finally, I
there
hit him.
you go. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, he was just petting on the owlbear. He might try to pet on your dust or take your dust. He's something wrong with this goblin.
I know there's dust on the owlbear. Why is he touching my dust?
That dust technically belongs to you as well.
That logic is flawless. That's unassailable.
All right, so that's 16 damage on Ulip.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue my cleave.
You hit the owlbear with a 24.
10.
Which is crying on the floor already, is just like, "Arr!" as like the axe continues the swing from Ulip into its side, and like you watch as it doesn't really do particularly much damage. These things have a very thick layer of fat over all of their muscles, but it absolutely felt it. That means it is now the giant axe beak's turn. So, with a bone-shaking shriek, the giant axe beak lunges forward and snaps its beak like a guillotine, aiming for Ghostfang's shoulder again. The crunch of the impact echoes in Skogel's ear as he hears the serrated edge of the beak scrape across her side and ribcage, tearing fur and hide in a single brutal bite, striking with a 19, which is a hit, doing 16 more slashing damage to Ghostfang.
Fuck.
And then as Ghostfang reels from the strike in this multi-attack, the axe beak follows through, pivoting on one massive claw. It rears up slightly and slams down again with its hind talons, raking her again across the chest, hitting with a 27 to do 7 piercing damage.
She's not looking good.
It is now Keppel's turn. Keppel rose to overcome the psychedelic spores, but fails with a 7 constitution save. So then, rolling a d10, he rolls a 10, which is bloodlust, which means he must take an attack on someone he sees within range, be it friend or foe. Ettin, as she's striking Ulip and the owlbear and simultaneously protecting her precious glittery spores, she hears this sharp guttural cry that spills out behind her from the little gnome's mouth as he charges forward, unleashing a flurry of wild punches against Ulip, each strike laced with acid that spills out of his fingertips and knuckles as his fingertips crack and splinter, releasing the goo that has been hidden in teeny tiny little pouches underneath his skin this whole time. And he hits with a 15, which is Ulip's flat AC, doing 4 damage. And using a key point for a flurry of blows, chooses to do 2 more unarmed strikes for a bonus action, missing with a 9 and then hitting with a 20 to do 4 more acid damage on Ulip. 8 total. Ulip reels, and for a moment he looks genuinely afraid of the little gnome, which Keppel doesn't seem to notice. He's not fighting a goblin right now, not really, because in his mind, he's pummeling ghosts in black scales. And Ulip, under the weight of Keppel's 2 little fists, just like crumples onto the ground. Keppel climbs on top of him, and swinging another fist, he shouts in dragon speak, "Kalashkama! Skalabaskala! Get out of my head!" and just starts punching and punching and punching and pounding and pounding. Ulip is dead, and it is now Manuel's turn, as Keppel continues to pound the goblin's face into the cobblestone beneath.
Man.
Since he already dropped a hunter's mark on Ettin last chapter, Manuel is going to use his bonus action to put another one on Keppel. Then, with one action, he's going to fire his longbow at Ettin, and with his second action, he's going to fire a second arrow at Keppel. On Ettin, this first one, that's a 24, that's a hit. And that's a 25 hit on Keppel. So damage on Ettin is going to be 8 piercing damage, halved down to 4 because you are raging. And you take the slow effect, which means you can move 10 feet less. Keppel's damage that he takes is 10. So it would have been Ulip the Spine Cleaver's turn, but Ulip is dead. So we're moving on to the owlbear. A low rumbling growl pulses from deep within the owlbear's chest as it shudders, twitching as if waking from this terrible dream with a 23 con save success. It shakes its head and its twitching eyes just like look around the room, and it sees Ettin, who just struck at it with an axe, and it sees this arrow sticking out of Ettin's stomach, and it sees another arrow sticking out of Keppel's stomach as Keppel like is no longer pounding Ulip's mashed in face down. And when it looks at you guys, it doesn't see a colorful cartoon battlefield like Ulip did. It sees monsters. Like you guys are nightmares looking back at it. And it lets out this distorted, ear-splitting scream and then rears back, claws wide, eyes filled with spiraling fear and fury, attacks Ettin. It's going to do a beak strike because it's real close. You're real close up on it there. That's going to be a 28, doing a total of 7 damage, piercing damage. It is now Jonbon's turn.
I would like to check if Jonbon heard what was going on with Crap.
Roll a perception with disadvantage because, again, Manuel is still singing and the Axebeak and Ghostfang are making a lot of noise. Yeah, I would absolutely say that you heard the loud, just like... Someone opened something somewhere in that direction.
Okay. Can he hear the...
Yeah, you can hear...
I thought there were noises coming from it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cackling laughter and angry grunts and like wailing moans of like multiple voices.
Okay. He is thoroughly freaked out, but he's hearing some crazy shit. Vindis was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, and then he moved off towards where Jonbon had pointed. So, assuming that Vindis is also not really in it for keeps anymore, I would say that Jonbon is just about ready to get the fuck out of here. So, for his bonus action, I'm going to have him use his cunning action. So, he's going to dash 60. So, he's over here now.
Yep, you're 100% right there. You are in the correct spot. That is fucking hysterical.
Skogel came over and was like, we're gonna do it. And Jonbon for 1 second was like, yes! And then he heard that gate open and he was like, no. So he fucking, within moments, decided that he's not. He can hear the commotion. He heard the owlbear screech. Ghostfang, as much as he would like to help, he's not, putting his own neck out there for a bat that tried to kill him. Like, I think that Skogel saw, like, the cloud feet run where you're, like, running in place for 1 second and then you bolt. So he just kind of slid around the corner, looked back at Ghostfang and the Axebeak, and just kept running. He pumping his little feathered fists.
I gotta say, if we get out of this, he's not going to feel very happy with Jonbon. I mean, he always kind of knew that guy was on the fence, but this is kind of egregious to him. So, see if we make it.
And on Vindis's turn, Metal shrieks as the gate that Crap unlocked slams against the stone wall with a thunderous clang. Vindis freezes in dread, locked onto the thing crawling out from the darkened cage. A seething, wobbling mountain of flesh and teeth and hatred. 7 trolls, knitted together in no pattern, lurches forward. A tangle of too many limbs, all groping the air at every angle. Each step is uneven, jerking like it's not sure which leg it should use. 7 trolls, knitted together in no pattern with no symmetry. One screams, another sobs. A third laughs. It turns into a scream halfway through. Its green flesh stretches and sags, taut in some places and splitting, sagging loose in others to leak bile and fluid that hisses when it hits the ground. Crap stumbles backward, squeaking,
Behold, defilers! Master, I've released it! I've released the 7-tongue!
And still the thing comes closer. Eyes blink where there should be none. Mouths open on shoulders and thighs and underarms, whispering while others gnash frantically. One malformed troll head sees Vindis and screams a wail that stabs his ears like broken glass. Roll initiative on the 7-tongue.
Let's put us in the meat grinder is what you're doing.
A little bit.
Yeah, guys, when I say we're gonna die, like, I'm not exaggerating.
I don't want the troll show, yes. I don't want it.
No!
You gotta play the troll's soul to get into that boy's soul, get that boy's soul.
Yeah, Danny DeVito. It's 7 Danny DeVitos.
7 DVDs.
Yeah, it's the 7 DVDs. All right, so it rolled. That puts it second after Skogul and Ghostfang. Skogul's turn.
I'm sure you heard that monster make its appearance. Right?
Skogul looks back over his shoulder and sees this terrifying thing approaching Vendus.
No, his priority is definitely going to be Ghostfang. I guess he'll drop a little. Vendus, I think it's best you retreat. And then he finally moves behind Ghostfang to finally make himself visible. I mean, he just needs this axe beak to fucking go away. Oh, hang on, my chain. Yeah, the number one thing is getting it grappled. So I'm definitely gonna try the chains first. Let's finally put these. It's called Dat Chain.
Yeah.
So, and it has a 20-foot reach, so we can definitely do that. It's 5, 10, 50, 20. Okay. It's the same thing as a grapple. They have to succeed at 12. Oh, and he beat it.
Yeah, this is a huge beast. So I mean, it's got a 21 strength, bud.
Oh, okay.
It's huge, it's strong.
Yeah, he slides around the corner and sees Ghostfang just like bloody, and it just like sends him into a rage, and he tosses the chain like around her side to try and coil the bird. And when he does that, he realizes he's completely he doesn't know the heft of the chain quite well yet, and so it just doesn't do what he says, and it clatters to the ground.
And just for one quick addendum, I didn't actually do anything for Vendus' turn other than read that narration. So I'm going to say he uses the dash action going 5, 10, 60. After seeing the 7-tongue, he was like, no. He ran back over to Skogul. Then the thing with the chain happened.
Ghostfang, upon seeing Skogs come up behind her, she's like, oh, okay, good. And so she's going to do a multi-attack. All right, here's her bite. 16.
That is a hit. You need a 15 or higher.
Let's go. Let's do some damage, please. That's an 8. And then let's do her claws. 22.
That's a hit.
And she hits a 9, slashing.
So 17 damage total.
She's not going to move either.
The two of them have just been locked in combat this whole time. That means it's now the 7-tongue's turn. This thing is going to move forward, and it's going to roll a perception to see if it sees crap.
It's got a lot of eyes, you know?
It absolutely does see crap. It is going to pivot at the last moment before moving into that alcove and come down here and attack crap.
Oh, good.
It is going to do a multi-attack because it is furious because it's been locked in this cage for who knows how long, which means it gets to do 3 rend attacks. That's a 29. That's a second 29. And then the third one is going to be a 16. Crap is a 15. So all 3 of those hit. So let's see how much damage a multi-attack does from the 7-tongue. That's going to be 29 slashing damage plus 35 slashing damage plus 18 slashing damage. That one attack does 82 damage to crap. Nobody sees this, but you hear it. Crap is ripped up off of the ground and grabbed by many of the arms and bitten by many of the mouths. His left arm is ripped off and consumed. His right arm is ripped off and thrown right up here to skid across the ground besides Jonbon, leaving a blood trail in its wake as one of them bites into his neck and chest and crunches in his entire windpipe, ending the scream. It is now the goblin's turn, so that means that Slapimp, who across the room is still, doing his best. He's twerking, he's beatboxing, he's crying, between the beats, and he's going to roll another strength check to try and break out of this. That's going to be a fail. Slipep remains webbed. Hitting him with that shriek totally changed his whole life's trajectory, dude. Ettin's turn. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check for me here. 23. All right. Go ahead and describe how Ettin breaks free of the spore's hold over her here, and what that looks and feels like.
I think the shriek from Crap kind of sobers her up, and she shakes the spores off of her and looks around and is just kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's just the owlbear over here, right?
Yeah. Keppel's hands are just soaked in blood, and Ulip is dead, and Keppel kneels over him, breathing heavily.
And I haven't seen the troll thing yet, right?
No, you have not.
All right, well then I guess it would only make sense to take another swing at this owlbear over here. No.
Oh my god, that's a natural one. Oh no. Oh no.
I slip in all this fucking spores that are around me.
They're taking revenge on you because you said, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard coming out of this. So it's going to get one free claw strike on you. And it misses with a 14. You have you've got a bonus action here.
I'm just gonna keep on raging.
All right. That then means it is going to be the Giant Axebeak's turn. It is going to continue this thread of multi-attacking Ghost Fang, because why else would it do anything else at this point? It has noticed that Skogul is there. You are a big boy, but Ghost Fang is in its way. So it's not going to try to push past the bat to get to you, considering you didn't really do any damage to it. So it's going to just continue with the multi-attack. Once and twice. First is the beak with a 17, and the second is the talons with a 27. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe both of those hit.
Yeah.
All right, so damage for the beak is going to be... That's going to be 12.
Shit.
And then damage from the talons is another 19.
Shit.
That
She's
is 31 damage to Ghost Fang.
Yeah, she's down.
As an NPC and a side character, she does not have death saves normally, but I gave Keppel death saves.
All right. 14.
Dude, that's a success. So she returns to 1 hit point, bud.
Fuck.
After Skogul joins the fight, the Axebeak goes into survival mode. This was a one-on-one fight. A mother Axebeak who had just lost 3 of its children to your clan, and a mother bat who lost 2 of her children to Manuel's, and they've been duking it out. And then Skogul showed up and joined the fight, and it just was too much. And that Axebeak was like, all right, I'm killing this fucking giant bat, and then I'm going to kill this big blue giant motherfucker, because I've encountered blue giants in the wild, and they are just as cruel and evil as Monster Manuel. Keppel is going to move behind Ettin and then provide her with the help action for her next round, as he says, I killed that goblin. I helped.
She's too focused on biffing it with the owlbear to really acknowledge him.
All right, so it is now Manuel's turn. He is just primed over here, full hit points, watching all this fucking just chaos unfold. So he's going to move a little bit further away from it, where he is now in range of Skogul. Firing first. That's a hit with a 27. You've been slowed by 10 feet. And that second is a hit with a 26. This damage on Skogul is a combined 19 damage.
Holy shit.
As right after the giant Axebeak rends down on Ghost Fang, Monster Manuel sees this, runs up behind it. 2 arrows fly through the air, soaring right over Ghost Fang's head to stick into Skogul's chest and side. And with a bonus action, there's so much blood on the ground, we're going to use lair action blood-soaked ground. The floor of the entire area where all of the combat has been happening, until the next lair action is used,
The ground becomes difficult terrain and forces anyone that moves more than 10 feet in a turn to succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Okay.
It is now the owlbear's turn. I think the owlbear has no obvious choice but to continue fighting with Ettin, since the two of you are sort of in this little like combat rage locked in here. It is going to do a multi-attack, doing a first strike here with its beak and then a follow-up with its claws. Just snap, slash, slash. The beak misses with a 13. The claws miss with a 17. Fucking barbarians. All right, it is now Jonbon's turn.
Okay, so he heard that shit, he ran, he heard it get worse. Then he sees Crap's arm slide across the fucking floor.
Yes.
I don't think he saw Vindis run back over towards Skogul.
No.
He's gonna very quietly step over this way and peek around. And is the troll facing down this way, like on his way?
It faces all ways.
It is facing.
Yeah, that's
it
fair.
is
He's got,
facing
like,
all
10
ways.
heads.
It is facing all ways. Yes.
Okay. So he takes 2 steps this way, and then he's going to roll his ball bearings out.
And as he does so, 2 of the faces on the back of the 7-tongue are just like.
And then he's gonna yell, "Come and get your nuggets!" And then he's gonna use his bonus action.
Oh my god.
To dash. And
dude.
So he's trying to lure it over here. Okay. So for the last thing that he can do, he's got his bonus action left, and he's going to use his cunning action to dash. So he's over here now. So he threw his ball bearings, he screamed, "Come and get your nuggets," and then he just dashed all the way the fuck over to Vindis and Skogul. There's a fucking monster over there.
It is now Vindis' turn. Vindis is going to look over at Jonbon. I was just telling Skogul. This is fucked. The rooster was right. We shouldn't have come here. We have to regroup.
I can still get us out of here. I can still take us all the way.
And then Vindis looks at Skogul and says, do you have a plan?
Yeah, Skogul taking a look at everything that's gone completely wrong. He has like this sense of wild energy crackling through him as he watches Ghost Fang basically bleed out on the floor.
We must find a way out.
Okay, so no plan. We have to stay together if we're going to survive this. You can't keep bouncing around alone. And he's looking at both Skogul and Jonbon. The floor is soaked with blood. Move with me. We have to get Keppel away from that stupid cat who led us into this tar pit.
This makes sense, but I can't leave Ghost Fang.
Vindis looks at the bat, and his shoulders like visibly slump. And he goes, it's just an animal. It was trying to kill us yesterday.
Yes, and without it, we wouldn't be here.
All right, fine. We kill the giant bird first. Vindis has these 2 features. One of them is called coordinated fighting. Starting at 3rd level, you learn techniques and strategies for close quarter combat. On your first attack each round, you gain a +1 bonus to the attack and damage rolls if at least 1 friendly creature is within 5 feet of you.
Oh.
He has this other thing called Legionary, also at 3rd level. At any point while moving on your turn, you can command a number of willing, friendly creatures within 5 feet of you, up to your proficiency bonus, and his is 2, to move with you.
Oh.
Each creature that chooses to move with you can use a reaction to move up to its speed alongside you, but they have to stay within 5 feet of you. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Whoa.
If we're all in, we're all in.
You can go ahead, the 2 of you can tell me where Jonbon and Skogul are. They have to be touching Vindis.
I'm good with where Jonbon is.
And as this is happening, you guys have basically like sort of leapt and or stepped over Ghost Fang, who is very slowly sort of dragging and crawling herself across the floor. Vindis is then going to use an attack on the giant axe beak. He's going to come in with his
Scimitar with a finesse strike. To hit the giant axe beak, everybody needs a 15, so he's coming in with a finesse attack. 15. All right, so he's going to use his action surge to get a second attack in. Wow. A fucking
Holy shit.
natural 20.
Shit.
Wow. Okay, so he comes in, sort of slides under, jabs his scimitar up, right into the beak's belly with that 15 hitting. What are we going to do? The first strike, 4 damage. And then his second one, he's underneath it now, and he grips a hold of the hilt of the sword with both hands and just shoves it straight up into its fucking stomach as hard as he can. With that natural 20 doing crit damage, which we're going to double. 16 damage plus 4. Vindus just did 20 damage to this thing. And blood just pours down onto him, and he's just like, come on! With that, it's now Skogul's turn.
Oh boy. He's going to do a longbow attack from his position behind Vindus and Jonbon at the axe beak.
Oh, that's a 24.
I'll roll my damage. I think it's a 9. Ghost Fang is still on my turn, so let's do the medium poultice on Ghost Fang. Okay, not bad.
Wow. All right, so that puts her up to 9.
Yeah, so as soon as he sees how fucking incredible Vindus's attack was, he's reinvigorated. So standing in front of Ghost Fang, he just arcs that bow and just like slams into the axe beak, maybe over the shoulder. And as soon as he does that, he drops his weapon and whips out the poultice and just grabs Ghost Fang and goes, "I'm so sorry."
Right after he just pours this down her throat, she's snapping at the air. And like screeching, and then like she kind of gives this like shudder, just does her best to like struggle to rise, pushes herself up, and racked in pain. There's blood spilling from these slash marks and these beak marks, and just cuts all across her white body. I mean, she's more red than she is white. The joints of her wings are cracked, the thin membrane is shredded, and she like lifts up her head and like looks across the room in the direction of her baby and shrieks. Less than a moment passes until there's this tiny, terrified response. Looking back at Skogul in panic, Ghost Fang apologizes to you with her eyes as she pushes herself up, breathes in some wet gasps as she turns away from you and starts crawling towards the sound of her baby. The Seven Tongue is a creature of mouths. Some of them howl with malice, while others giggle through a fractured mind. Several of its eyes fixate on him at once, so this is like we're playing with time here. One of its legs spasms sideways, back towards Crap's ruined body as another jerks back towards its holding cell, like it's trying to move in different directions. The sound it makes is something between a dying donkey and a drowning man. One of the larger heads rears back and bites into another head as hard as it can as the Seven Tongue's terribly muscled body lurches forward to chase after Jonbon. However, as it moves over the ball bearings, it has to make a DC 10 Dex save, which it fails with a 7. One twisted foot finds the bearings as the small glass beads shift and roll around and across the ice between the cobblestones. Another foot slips and the Seven Tongue shrieks. With a wet slam, the mutation loses its footing and crashes backwards into the stone. A tangle of arms claw and flail at empty air as others rake against its own body in a primal understanding that it is a thing that should not be, designed from psychosis and molded into agony. Slamming onto the floor, its torso convulses and one of its mouths bites into the meat of a nearby arm. One of the smaller heads laughs. For the rest of this round, the Seven Tongue is prone. And with that, it is now Sliphimp's turn. The last standing goblin. With a strength save of 16, Sliphimp finally breaks free of the tangle web. Bursting up to his feet, he runs up to Manuel's side and drops down in subservience.
Master, monster, did you hear that? Crap was screaming. He's gone, I think.
Good. He opened the Seven Tongue's gates before the obedience hooks were calibrated. At the far end of the room, the Seven Tongue lurches up and roars in tandem. And Manuel goes, "Now I have to kill my own baby. Informed upon me by the shadows themselves because one of your kind had to think for himself. Treacherous. And you, stuck under that web." Slipimp immediately goes still, trembling as he looks over towards the cells, and he goes, "Oh, where's Ulip?" The gnome bashed his face in. "Do something about it for me."
Slimp's left eye bulges wide and twitches, and then he reaches into his pouch and screams, "Nobody fucks better than Ulip Spine Cleaver!" and throws a sparkling acid flask through the air towards the owlbear, Ettin, and Keppel. Ettin and Keppel, please roll a perception to see if you see this happen as the owlbear is between you and Slipimp. 14. All right. Ettin does see this as Keppel rolls a 17, which means he also sees it. And he shouts, "Look out!" as he uses his deflect missiles reaction to scamper up Ettin's back onto her shoulders, where he leaps through the air to catch the acid flask. Landing on the ground safely, Keppel, without hesitation, then whips the flask back through the air at Slipimp, who does not have a deflect missiles reaction. As the goblin's eyes go wide, Keppel shouts, "I drink acid in my spare time for fun." And hitting on a 17 to Slipimp's AC of 14, the acid flask shatters across Slipimp's chest with a squelching clack, bursting in a spray of steaming bile. The little goblin screams as sizzling dark liquid eats through his chest. Smoke curls up from his ribs as he stumbles backwards, howling and clawing to get it off, only to melt the skin on the tips of his fingers. And he's just like, "No!" He doesn't finish, but he does fall face first onto the cobblestones, dead. Manuel never takes his eyes off the battlefield. Instead, he just shakes his head slowly from side to side, muttering, "Worthless." Keppel looks at the still melting bottle of Slipimp, and remorse just drips from his face as the colors of the world swirl and pulse, dancing and moving with the screams of the Seven Tongue. I'm not going to make you roll anymore, but you're still feeling its effects. You're just not getting hit with the, stuff. Looking back at Ettin, whose fur pulses from its normal brown to blue and purple and orange and red and blue and purple and blue, he goes, "Sorry I used your head for a ladder."
She just gives him a big thumbs up and a toothy grin.
And then immediately the owlbear swipes at her and she ducks it. And with that, it is now Ettin's turn.
She's gonna swipe right back at the owlbear. Yeah.
14, so that is very much a hit.
Nice. All right. 17 damage.
Oh, that does a good little chunk. You got anything else for us?
Can I eat some of my berries as a bonus action? I have 4 left.
Then I'm not going to say you cannot.
I'm going to eat 2 of them.
Okay. It is now the giant Axebeak's turn. It's going to do a multi-attack. I don't think it is going to hit Vindus because he is directly underneath it. It would be very difficult for it to get him because it's very much underneath it. So I think it's going to have to be, honestly, it's going to have to be Ghostfang and Jonbon. Those are the two that are in its face because Vindus is underneath it and Skogul is just far enough away. All right, Haley, you tell me. Would you rather get a beak attack or a talon attack?
I guess a talon attack.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, so that's a hit on Ghostfang, doing.
Okay, well, Jonbon's about to fucking die.
And now this is a talon strike on Jonbon. That's a hit with a 25, doing 19 damage. All right,
Okay.
so Skogul, after trying to save Ghostfang's life and sharing this deeply painful moment where she looks back at you, knowing that you just gave her only chance of reaching her child, and looking at you with the eyes of an apology saying "I'm sorry, thank you, but I have to go to my baby." And as she turns back, the giant axe beak just lunges forward and with its beak just snaps onto her neck and just crushes it, and she drops to the ground, limp in its mouth, dead. And as that happens, Ghostfang lets out this just exasperated. The baby just is And as that happens, it opens up space for Jonbon to then get kicked by a massive talon, roughly the size of his chest and groin, doing 19 damage as it knocks you back.
Definitely not great.
Oh, this is a tough one, you guys. It's now Keppel's turn. His heart is just thundering with Slipimp screams as they die out in this sharp, wet thud. He's panting.
He takes a deep breath and he like looks over. His eyes are like dilated as like there's still iridescent bloom-stricken spores that are filling his lungs. He uses disengage to move up behind Ettin as he's like standing over here, kind of unsure what to do. So he's used disengage. He's kind of unsure what to do. He's just killed Ulip, and then he's just also killed Slipimp. He's gonna throw his dagger at the owlbear. See what we get. And it just flies like right past the owlbear. It is now Manuel's turn. And Manuel just is pissed. Slipimp is dead. His beautiful, beautiful Echo, his wonderful pale ghost giant bat that you guys brainwashed and, manipulated into hating him has now died. He was going to kill you guys and then break its will again so it could fucking fight for him. And now that's just not going to happen. So fuck you. And he just screams out, "Spoilers of madness! Storming my parlor and killing my pets, I will boil your bones into soup. You're all worthless now, but I see the potential. A gnome's lungs are perfect for fanning the coals of a kiln. Petrified tabaxi eyes set in resin are great tea sifters. And frost feet to accompany my gloves." And then he looks around the battlefield. And with his first action, is going to move 35 feet to run across the room, up behind the owlbear, and then climb up on top of the middle cage, where he turns around and starts singing again.
I'll start with the fingers, dainty and neat. Whittle them down into forks for a feast. Your ribs, oh delicious, a fine xylophone. I'll play it at midnight when I'm all alone. So snip, snap, pop goes the joint. Ladle the marrow and sharpen the point. Each little scrap has a purpose, you see. You're more than a corpse, you're a puzzle to me. Your sinews are strings for a marionette. I'll sew up a dancer, she's not finished yet. Your lips I will stretch on the edge of a drum. So when I do play it, it moans when it's thrum. The stomach for a water skin, the ears for curtain fringe, the knuckles for a necklace gift, a bit grotesque. Your scalp, a bookmark, your back, a book, and your spine, oh, your spine, it has such a nice look. Your feet will be slippers, warm and bespoke. I'll polish your teeth for my teacup's new cloak. A candle from fat, a mirror from eyes, and lungs for the bellows that stoke my goodbye. So twinkle, my darling, bleed while you grin. Each drop a design that I'll bottle within. Your soul might escape me, your spirit may flee, but your body's just begging to workshop with me. Snip, snap, stitch, and splay. I'll sing you to sleep as I carve you away.
I like the range that this guy has.
I know, right? He's all over the place, man.
The stain he had on that note, it's hilarious.
That voice, like, I understand now why he likes to sing.
Those two songs were off his dome. Like, he improv'd that entire... he improv'd that entire thing. So,
Oh, that was good.
buckle up for a multi-attack. The owlbear looms over Ettin, rearing up to its full height, sensing that its master's behind it as his beautiful voice fills its ears in the room around you. Its pale, blood-soaked feathers bristle like cracked glass, slicked with glittering spores. You see its wild yellow eyes sharpen. With a warbled snarl, the massive beast swipes down a sharp taloned claw meant to cleave Ettin clean across the chest, needing a 21 or higher to hit. That's going to be a 22. That's a hit. Its second attack is going to be a beak, so it comes in to bite you with a 26. After its talon claw comes down and just across Ettin's chest, the owlbear comes down on you with its full weight, and its beak opens wide and snaps down on the arm that you favor your axe with. So our damage, 21 plus 5 is 26, plus 13, that's 39, plus 4, that's 42. We're going to half that down to 21 damage. And with that, it is now Jonbon.
I guess he needs to get, like, slightly closer to hit this thing.
14 or higher.
Okay. So he's gonna move forward, he's gonna try to hit him with his scimitar, and he misses. So then he's gonna use his bonus action. He's gonna disengage, and then he's gonna use the rest of his movement. So 5, 25, and he's fucking going this way. But he might be trying to leave because he is really fucking hurt. Like that thing just like almost ripped his arm off. So that is his turn. He just watched that thing murder Ghostfang, and then while still murdering Ghostfang, fucking took a goddamn chunk out of him.
Yeah. With that, it is now Vindus's turn. So we need a 14 or higher. That's a fucking natural 1. So, Vindus pulls his sword out of the axe beak and goes to push it back up in again. And as he pulls it out, the axe beak pivots, lifts up a leg, and goes to stomp down on him as hard as it can because it gets a free attack. He rolled a 1. All right, Talon strike on Vindus. He has a, let's see what his AC is. His AC is 15. Oh my God. That's a natural 20. Rolling crit damage. That's 40 damage. Holy shit, you guys. Vindus has 24 hit points. His constitution is a 16. That's exactly 40. Which means that he did not die outright, but he just lost 2 death saves. If I roll this 1 death save and it's a fail, he's dead. Oh my God, it's a success.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I can't handle this.
Vindus is at 1 hit point, you guys.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Skogul, it's your turn, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Okay, so after watching Ghostfang just get split in half, basically. You know, there's a wild madness starting to form in him. And without even thinking, he knocks an arrow into his bow, aims it at that shitty giant fucking axe beak, and he fires.
That's a hit with a 20. Hell yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna add Frost Chill to this
Fuck yes.
arrow as it digs in. I'm rolling damage now. Okay, so it's a 14.
Skogul, please describe how you kill the giant axe beak.
As he's standing over the carcass of his newfound friend, and he launches this arrow, the axe beak is feeling some kind of way about how it almost killed Vindus, and he shoots it right in the eye socket to have it just flump to the ground, almost like it didn't even know what happened to it.
It doesn't. It just dies. You see that it flusters out its wings to try to give this like victorious as it like lifts its head back up. The arrow is just like and it crumples down.
Okay. What's funny is I thought the owlbear was going to be the scariest thing, and this axe beak, which I really, really didn't think was going to be a problem, is the destroyer of worlds. So let me take a look at what I can do here, because Vindus is fucked, and we all need to start running very quickly.
We're all fucked. Can you pick Vindus up at this point?
Vindus he's over 10 feet away from me based off the map.
Well, yeah, that's right. So there's that blood-soaked floor thing. So if he tries to go pick up Vindus, he could potentially fall prone.
Yeah, I think I have to leave Vindus.
We are definitely fleeing. I can tell you right now.
So you said blood-soaked triggers when you move over 10 feet?
Yes, you can move 10 feet and not be affected by it.
Yeah, he's just going to take 2 steps backwards. And he's like gritting his teeth because he really doesn't want to be doing this. But so he'll back up to
be like
just
right
where Jonbon is there. Yeah.
All right, the Seven Tongue. Having slipped and fallen prone on ball bearings, it is going to push itself up with its one turn, and then it's going to move. Its speed is 60. So I'm going to say it goes about 45 feet, and at this point, Ettin and Keppel become fully aware of the Seven Tongue's presence as you see this shambling, monstrous, horrifying, shifting creature coming towards you. You hear Keppel go, oh God, oh my God, what the hell is that? And as that happens, Ettin looks over her shoulder to see this thing just descend on these shredded, torn up bodies of these, pigs that are on these stone tablets that Manuel and the goblins were carving up. This area of the prison, had been his area. This is where all of the food for his beasts were being held. So a lot of these animals, it's not been fresh animals that have been getting pumped down since the riot happened like 2 to 3 months ago. These things are covered in maggots. Their flesh is dried and peeled and stripped off. There's flies in the air above them and everything. And you see the Seven Tongue having, no need to chase after live prey when there is delicious food just waiting for it to be consumed, starts to just rip the legs and the heads off of these pigs and just starts stuffing their bodies like into its chest and its side and its shoulders. All of these different mouths are like...
All right. Ripped up and bloodied and seeing this fucking nightmare, she's going to disengage from the owl bear, and assuming that she can make it out of this blood-soaked area, she's going to use her feline agility to double her movement. So she's 60 feet in this direction.
She saw that thing and left.
Yeah.
Keppel's just like, oh God. Okay. It would have been the giant Axebeak's turn at this point. It is now Keppel's. Let's go ahead and roll his dexterity save live to try to follow after Ettin. 21. He doesn't even need to disengage because there's nothing near him, so he can just fucking book it. I mean, Manuel is furious, and as he sees you guys dipping, he goes, "You think I don't know who sent you? I saw that rooster hiding in the black claw crab when they tried to make me one of them. Brain snatch disciples. There's only one master monster in these caves." And then he's going to switch his lair action to Crippling Fear. The lair itself seems to breathe, filling with the air of screams, of broken beasts, and of the fear in every single one of your hearts. All enemies within 120 feet must make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw or have their movement speed halved and take 1d6 psychic damage from fear. Everyone please roll a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh my God.
19.
Okay.
Oh no, Scourge!
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Vendus fucking got it literally right on. Alright, now I'm gonna roll for Keppel. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. 14, fuck. So, Steve, please roll a d6 for me. Keppel takes 2 damage from fear. He's down to 4. Skogel, you take 5 damage from your fear. Where are you at right now, bud?
-4.
Okay, so go ahead and describe for me how Skogel watching Ettin, every moment that he has spent with her, has been a moment of fearlessness, of defiance in the face of darkness and hostility and anything that might stand in her way. And for the first time since meeting her, you see her running for her life, terrified. Ghostfang has fallen. Vendus is almost dead. You're almost dead. Jonbon's almost dead. What happens to him right now that he takes this pain, this wound, this psychic damage?
He gets this, probably the same sense she felt when he took off from the ogres. He just feels like, oh, maybe she's wisening up as he loses consciousness.
Roll your first death save for me. Holy shit, that's a natural 1. So literally all you can do next round is roll a death save. God, this is fucking insane. Manuel is going to fire his longbow at Vendis and Ettin. He needs a 15 or higher to hit Vendis. Jesus Christ, he has a +9 to attack. That's a 12. He fucking misses. Wow. All right, his second attack, longbow fires at Ettin in her back as she flees. 16, that's a fucking miss. Oh, you guys. The owlbear, seeing the seven tongue, does the same thing that you guys do and runs in this direction, away from it. It is not currently trying to attack, so we're going to go 5, 40. So it's basically standing over Vendis's body. The only reason that this thing hasn't attacked him is because he's still laying down prone and essentially looks fucking dead. But it is there now with you guys, fleeing from the seven tongue. Jonbon, it's your turn.
Okay, can Jonbon, like, because did he still have poultices? Can Jonbon, like, pickpocket him and try to, like, force a poultice down his throat?
He's out of poultices.
Oh, okay.
So you would have to roll a medical aid at disadvantage. I'll put a DC of 12 on this. So if you can roll higher than a 12 on a medicine or performance roll, then because it was specifically psychic damage, I will allow that as a success to stabilize him.
We're gonna go with performance because he's gonna try to like snap him out of it. God damn it, Skogul! You don't let Ghostfang die and have put us in this mess. You get the fuck up.
Oh
12.
my god. Exactly what I fucking said.
Oh god.
Steve, please respond to Jonbon as the pure inspiration from his sassiness saves your life.
He just comes to it. He's just like, Bird, I think I heard you in my sleep.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that worked.
And Skogul kind of sits up and he takes a look around and he's just like, still here.
Okay.
It is now Vendis' turn. Vendis is going to get up and he is going to disengage from the owlbear. So he's up here. He used his disengage as an action for legionary. At any point while moving on your turn, hell yeah, you can command a number of willing. And then you guys, as long as you're within range of him, you could basically get here. It is now Skogul's turn.
Yeah, I think he knows when he's beat. I mean, Keppel's got the right idea. Ettin's already over here? That's crazy. Jonbon runs over to him and screams at him to fucking quit dying. So he gets back up with 1 HP, and then Vendis is like, let's get the fuck out of here! And he like grabs everyone at the same time. And so Skogul's like being jostled, and now that he's on his feet, he feels like, oh, okay, we really gotta go. And so he bends down and lays down another one of the bear traps, the spike bear traps. Watch out for this one. And then he takes off down the hallway. Well, you said his speed was reduced by half the psychic damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, basically he gets to right where Keppel is. So if someone were happen to get past the barricade, it would not be easily visible, you know?
Perfect. I think you might have just stopped the owlbear from following you guys. It is now the Seven Tongues' turn. It just continues just roaring and screaming in this glorious, like, thirsty feast as it moves over here, away to where these bigger cows are, and just starts ripping their legs off and grabs an udder and just splits like under its hand. It's Ettin's turn.
Dash run.
He go.
I mean, like, as she's running past everybody, they can visibly see where the owlbear raked her. Like, her fur is matted. It's, like, glistening with blood. She's probably gonna have a fun scar after this one. She's not one to let fear show. She's more angry than she is afraid on the outside.
And Keppel bursts out ahead of everybody, cuts around the corner. He's gone. It is now Manuel's turn. And Manuel sees you guys running and just laughs. Drops down 5'10". He's going to go ahead and do a dash 40. Oh my god, I think this is it. So he is that close to Vendis and Jonbon. And he just shouts, and as he's like running up on you guys, he's just like, "Where do you think you're going? Nobody gets away from Manuel!" And then he is going to do something horrible. He is going to pull out a flask from his pocket, and he throws it on the ground at your feet, and you see a bunch of oil spread out. And then with his second attack, he throws a match. You have to beat a 19 to leap out of the way of this oil.
Is there no way to like add the trait that I have to this?
What trait would it
Because
be?
it's a save. Wing flap. As a bonus action, you can use your powerful feathered arms to propel yourself upward.
I'll let you roll it with advantage.
1, 2, 3, go! Oh no, he got a 6 or a 9. He's dead. So that was fun.
Vendis, very much with a 22, leaps out of the way of the oil. Jonbon, watch out! Manuel flicks the match, and it hits the oil underneath your feet, and the ground lights on fire. And Manuel just starts laughing, and he's roasted poultry! And you take 5 fire damage as the flames of the oil start licking up your legs.
Yeah, he's at -1.
All right, please roll a stabilizing death save for me here. If Jonbon's the only one that dies, after warning everyone not to go here, this is gonna be fucking crazy.
I wouldn't use the word crazy. I'm a little more upset. He failed.
Okay. So that is 1 death save that has failed for Jonbon. It is now the owlbear's turn. The owlbear
runs into the flames.
The owlbear runs over the flames, taking 5 damage. And as it does so, Manuel screams, "Kill the bird! Don't let them get away!" And it goes to attack Vendis, stepping into the spiked bear trap.
They have to beat a DC Dex 13 to avoid being caught. If they fail, it's 1d10 piercing and they're grappled.
Okay, so it rolls a 10.
10, he takes a 1d10 of piercing damage.
Okay, hell yeah, that's great. Okay.
It's an 8.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So it takes 8 damage, and it is grappled by Skoggle's fucking awesome bear trap that he made last night, and it is unable to attack Vendis. Hell yeah. Okay, 8 damage. So it is down to 36.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Ed was carving that thing up for the whole night.
It is now Vendis' turn. Vendis, seeing that Jonbon is on fire, instead of disengaging, oh my god, please work. Instead of disengaging and saving himself, he is going to use Gust of Wind and buffet his wings at Jonbon to knock the fire off of him and knock Jonbon away back into that room with the fucking splayed body 15 feet in the opposite direction. The fire wipes off of his legs. He's no longer burning, and he is out of direct line of sight from both Manuel and attack distance from the owlbear.
Wow.
That's Jonbon's turn.
All right. He failed again.
Skogel, it is your turn.
Yeah, actually, I think the owlbear, I don't even want to draw its attention. Yeah, I think he's just going to lay another trap where he's at. Bear trap right where this corner, basically in the exact same position. And take off.
So then it's the 7-tongue. I mean, it's just eating all of these things. Like, it doesn't even really know that you guys are over there at this point. It's just having like a feast. So Keppel, Ettin, Skogel are all running. Manuel is going to move up to where Vendis is standing. He smiles and he says, "I'm gonna eat good tonight." He's gonna attack Vindus with his giant hands. That's a hit with a 16. He's gonna go ahead and do a second punch on Vindus. That's a miss with a 13. So he does 2 damage to Vindus. Hold on, I think he was just at 1 hit point. Vindus is down. Manuel comes in, just hits him with his giant blue fist. It's a failure on a death saving throw. Shit. It is now Jonbon's turn. Jonbon rolled a natural 20. Just fucking happened. You're at 1 hit point. It's Jonbon's turn.
Okay. Jesus. So he's gonna stand up. I guess his standing was his action, so he's gonna use his bonus action to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 55, 60.
Clever.
So this would wrap it back around to Skogul, Ettin, and Keppel, but they're gone, which means that it is now the owlbear's turn, and it's grappled. So what do I have to roll, Steve, to...
DC 13 strength check.
Okay, 17. So the owlbear uses its turn to break free from the trap, like smashing down on it, which means that it is now Vindus' turn.
Come on, buddy.
Jesus Christ. Oh!
Nice.
Oh my god. But he's still fucking surrounded.
He's still fucking surrounded.
Because everybody fucking left.
The owlbear is gonna fucking chase after Skogul and Ettin and Keppel, and then have to roll to see if it gets stuck in the second bear trap. So yeah, he gets caught up in the second bear trap, which now means that it is Manuel's turn. And Manuel, he's seeing that Vindus is trying to, push himself back up, and Manuel is like standing over him, and he goes, "Stay down, bird. You don't want me to make this more painful than it needs to be." Vindus looks up at him, and there's like blood dripping out of his mouth, and he's just like, "We're all down here together. If I die, someone else will find you." And then Manuel goes, "Good. I hope they do." And he just like pounds down into him again with the fucking fist. Hitting. Doing 2. Knocking Vindus from 1 back down to... Yeah, I think Vindus is fucked, you guys. They're going to capture him. He's just knocked unconscious down on the ground as Manuel just like stands over him, just like... just punching him and punching him and punching him. And it is now Jonbon's turn.
Okay, he's leaving. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He is out.
As Keppel, Ettin, and Skogul flee for their lives from Manuel's parlor without Vindus or Jonbon, what are the 3 of you guys thinking and or feeling in this moment as you try to get back to a familiar place in this nightmare?
Despair and rage.
Yeah, despair for, reasons other than what Skogul is feeling.
And as you guys round a corner, Keppel pauses and he goes, Wait! Vindus and Jonbon, they're not with us!
We can't go back right now. We can try to find them again, but we can't go back.
He's gonna
Look
kill
at
them.
us.
He looks at that and then he sees the massive slash across his chest, or her chest. And he looks at Skogul, who's covered in blood himself. And you can hear Manuel laughing, and somewhere in a deeper place you can hear the terrified screaming of Ghost Fang's baby, which was also left behind. And over all of that, the horrifying, maniacal, crazed screeching and laughing of the Seven Tongue. And Jonbon, as you move in an opposite direction, away from where Skogul, Ettin, and Keppel fled, your legs are in agony. But Vindus saved your life. What is Jonbon thinking and or feeling in this moment?
That stupid cat is never fucking getting over here. He will kill her before she does. And that he regrets saving Skogul too, because fuck both of them fleeing And yeah, he's gonna go tell the Black Claws if they fucking see those bitches.
Amazing.
He's furious.
Fantastic.
I'm mad.
Fantastic.
Windows.
That was insane,
Like, what
you guys.
the fuck?
I know.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I really liked him. You now understand why Jonbon was like, we shouldn't go there. I don't think that Ettin or Skogul will ever forget this moment for the rest of their lives. And I cannot imagine what Skogul will be grappling with tonight as he sits alone, knowing that not only did Ghost Fang die, but he left behind her baby.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Ettin made it out.
I'm sure you are. Whew, fucking heck.
What a ride so far. We hope you've been enjoying it. It took a bit to reach the monster, but I tell you what, listeners, that chapter changed this story. When you see how things progress and evolve from here after such detrimental losses and shifts within that group, you won't forget the name Monster Manuel anytime soon, because it's also not the last we've seen of him. Keep those swords sharp, adventurers. The scourge is only getting colder.